first baseman, number 20, Crescent. The pitcher, number 5, Shane Hurstius.
From Bulldog Field in Lutcher, Louisiana, it's the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League semifinals, as this afternoon in Game 1, the number 2 seed, the Archbishop Rummel-based Malcolm Dienes Raiders, will take on the number 3 seed, the John Curtis Christian-based River Ridge Patriots. And a pleasant good afternoon to you, Ken Trahan from Lutcher, where there is no rain. It's cloudy, but we're fine and ready to go. The first of 2 semifinal games to be played here, starting in a few minutes between Malcolm Dienes and River Ridge. River Ridge comes in as the number 3 seed, the John Curtis-based team, 10-2-1 on the season under the direction of Jeff Curtis, and the Archbishop Rummel-based Malcolm Dienes team with a record of 8-1-1 under the direction of Frank Cazzo. Teams will be at attention here now as fans are asked to remove their caps. We'll have the starting lineups coming up following the playing of our national anthem. Let's give you the starting lineups for this afternoon's contest, Game 1 of the semifinals here at the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League. First of all, for the River Ridge Patriots, based at John Curtis Christian High School under the direction of Jeff Curtis. Leading off at shortstop is Reed Duthu. Batting second, pitching is Dagan Bruno. Hitting third and catching will be Josh Eames. The cleanup hitter at first baseman is Andrew Martinez. Batting fifth, the left fielder is Tyler Mitchell. Dylan Gilbert is in center field. Hitting sixth, it's Jason Curtis at second base, batting seventh. Bryce Aber, the third baseman, will hit eighth. Juan Washington is in right field, hitting ninth. It will be Duthu, Bruno, and Eames. Martinez, Mitchell, and Gilbert. Curtis, Aber, and Washington. And on the mound, of course, as mentioned, will be Dagan Bruno. For the homestanding Archbishop Rummel-based Malcolm Dienes Raiders, under the direction of Frank Cazzo. Leading it off in center field is Evan Berg. Batting second at shortstop will be Mikey Ryan. Hitting third at first base, Red Centeni, the cleanup hitter. And pitcher is Shane Hurstius. Batting fifth at second base, Gavin Nix. Hitting sixth, the third baseman, will be Casey Avrard. Batting seventh, the designated hitter is Brock Bollinger. Hitting eighth in left field is Anthony Mooney. Batting ninth and playing right field is Ruben Ramirez. And catching but not hitting is Brogan Bloom. The top three of Berg, Ryan, and Centeni. The middle three, Hurstius, Nix, and Avrard. And the bottom three, Bollinger, Mooney, and Ramirez, with Bloom doing the catching. As mentioned, Hurstius on the mound. Teams waiting to take the field, but right now we're waiting on umpires to be able to make their way to home plate. I saw at least one pull up a little while ago. So therefore, I would imagine they're gearing up and getting ready to come out. We expect to have some analysts joining us during the course of the broadcast here today. This is the first year, the inaugural year of the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League, a 16-team league, and it's gone extremely well in year one. Retief Oil, the Jesuit-based team, finished first overall in the standings at 12-1. Rummel-based Malcolm Dienes finished second at 8-1-1, and then River Ridge, the John Curtis-based team, was third at 10-2-1, and the Cretan Townsend Holmes-based team out of St. Charles Catholic finished fourth at 11-3-1. Thus, the second game to be played here this evening will be between Cretan Townsend Holmes and Retief Oil, and of course we'll have that one for you here live on CrescentCitySports.com as well, and via replay always. By the way, just to give you some thoughts and standings for the rest of the teams that participated, all of whom were deeply appreciated, and all of whom really enjoyed being part of this, and we figure it's going to be around for years to come. It was Hahnville finishing fifth at 8-4-1. Holy Cross-based Ponstein's Food Store finishing sixth at 8-5. North Shore-based Peck Seafood was 7th at 7-7. Lakeshore-based Mortgage Gumbo's Titans were 8th at 5-6. Lutcher-based Atelco finished 9th at 4-8-1. The number 10 finisher was St. Paul's-based In-N-Out Urgent Care, which finished at 3-6. De La Salle-based Corcel Law was 11th at 2-6-1. The 12th place finisher was Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, based at Chalmette. They finished 3-9. Finishing 13th was Archbishop Shaw-based Refuel at 3-10. Tied with Newman, also at 3-10. Finishing 15th, State Farm Ascension Catholic-based team at 0-8. And Case for Kids, based at Brother Martin, played some league games but did not compete for league honors overall. The 16 teams participating this year in the league, and I can assure you that there's some other schools that would like to get in starting next year because of the way that it's worked out, which has been very well. We have a slight delay to start because we're just waiting on umpires. Basically, the lineups were introduced on time. Coaches were ready to roll on time, but we're waiting on affectionately what we call blue, whether they're wearing blue, black, or otherwise, right? Because that is a term that is used, typically speaking, to describe umpires, even though they're not wearing blue much of the time. So there's that. Bulldog Field's a great facility. Turf field in excellent shape. Bounces are very true here. I've been here several times. We did a game here a couple of weeks ago here in the Prep League between Retief Oil and Atelco, and enjoyed the experience that night. Of course, they have a tremendous program here, coming off of a 3A state championship during the prep season at Lutcher. And it's a symmetrical ballpark, and it's 310 down the lines and 340 to the power alleys, 375 to center field. Very honest, perfect high school facility in that regard. You got to poke it to get it out. You get it out down the line, certainly, to the gaps, possibly to center. That's a heck of a poke. But again, the field's going to play true, having the turf surface here. Of course, a tremendous operation here at Lutcher High School, led by Ryan Jensen, the state championship baseball coach. But always good to come here and see our friends. It was great to visit with my friend Tim Detillier when we were here a couple of weeks ago. And what a legend and what a great man he is. And, of course, Dwayne Jenkins, a good and great friend for so many years now, who's done a great job here. And, of course, quote-unquote blue has arrived, wearing black, as I suggested. And so we'll have the ground rules, which they'll go over here shortly, and then the start of the first semifinal game. And, again, we have 2 games to be played. The second game to follow, which we'll have for you as well, will feature Jesuit-based Retief Oil against St. Charles Catholic-based Crescent Townsend Homes. All right, so the real reason for the delay is Chip Merritt. That's all. That's the deal. It's an inside joke, or maybe not so much of a joke. Chip is efforting to get here in time. Our esteemed, outstanding, par excellence, bar none, the best producer, who had a little mishap on the way here with regard to a tire. And he is in the process of getting that dealt with as we speak. And when completed, he'll be here to join us, and we certainly look forward to having him. Of course, Matt Merritt in his stead is pulling double duty. Why not? He's capable of doing that, and he will until further notice. So lineups exchanged, ground rules being explained, and we'll tell you all about the rest of the ambiance here today, including the weather, which, by the way, is not a factor right now, and that's a good thing, and we expect it's going to be okay. And we had rain that passed in and around earlier, but right now it's 82 degrees here in Lutcher. The relative humidity is at 81%. The wind, 6 miles an hour. It's really not a factor. The flags are virtually still in center field, so also a good thing to see. Therefore, the conditions will play very honest here today. Malcolm Dienes, the home team based at Archbishop Rummel, not wearing the traditional school colors because the sponsor color is black. They do have the traditional scarlet red as part of the uniform, which is Rummel's color. Black caps, white pants as well, and they have the red numerals trimmed in white. Whereas the River Ridge-based Patriots of John Curtis are wearing the John Curtis Patriot colors with the royal blue tops, royal blue caps, red numerals trimmed in white, and, of course, the white pants to go along with it. This is a great rivalry when you look at these two teams. They have squared off in prep and in this league this year 4 times, splitting the 4 games. Gives you an indication of how closely matched they are. In fact, they met each other in the Division I quarterfinals in Division I this year. And Rummel won the first game, but John Curtis rallied and won the last 2 games to advance in the best-of-3 series to the semifinals. And then they beat Brother Martin in the semifinals and went to the state championship game, where they fell to Catholic High of Baton Rouge. Meanwhile, in this league, Malcolm Dienes defeated River Ridge 2-1 back on June 14th in the one meeting between the two teams. And the real story of that game was the guy on the mound right now, whom we'll get to in a moment. The defense on the field will set it for you. Left to right outfield, it's Mooney, Berg, and Ramirez. Infield, it's Avrard third, Ryan at short, Nix at second, Centeni at first, with Bloom doing the catching. And on the mound is the big right-hander, Shane Hurstius. Well, Hurstius, 6'2", 210, going into his senior season, and he's pitched very well during the course of this Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League. On the year, he's 1-0 with a 1.31 earned run average, 4 appearances, 3 starts. In 16 innings, Hurstius has allowed just 10 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He's walked just 4 and struck out 22. So an outstanding ratio there. He's hit just 1 batter, and the whip is incredibly impressive at 0.87 on the season. The one win for Hurstius came against River Ridge. That game, as we mentioned, was played back on June 14th. Malcolm Dienes won it 2-1 at Mike Miley. And when you look back at that game, that game was at Raider Park. When you look back at it, it was all about Hurstius. Pitched 5 2/3 innings, allowed 1 run, 3 hits, walked only 1 and struck out 8. Ryan Clavery came on and picked up the save, going an inning and a third with a walk and 2 strikeouts. The hitting hero was Casey Avrard with an RBI double. Anthony Mooney drove in a run as well. Alex Lagasse took the loss for River Ridge in that game. Pitched well, 5 innings, only 2 runs, 4 hits. Dylan Gilbert pitched a shutout inning. And Jason Curtis had 2 hits for River Ridge in that game. So that gives you perspective on the earlier game play between these two teams and what they've done against each other on the year, both in prep and in the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League. We're set to go. Leading it off will be the shortstop, Reed Duthu. So Duthu set to stand in from the right side. Duthu at 306, no homers and 6 driven in. Outstanding player during the course of the prep season. Going into his senior season, 6 foot, 165-pound Reed Duthu waits. Shane Hurstius gets the sign from Bloom, and the first pitch of the game is a fastball just missing outside at 4:07. So underway a little bit late, but underway nonetheless. 1 ball and no strikes. Infield has him played straight up. Outfield slightly to hit to the off field. The 1-0 pitch. And a swing and a smash fair inside of third. Down the third baseline is a base hit. Duthu's going to round first and check in there with a leadoff single as Mooney hustles over to cut it off and hold Duthu to a leadoff single. So the first time against Hurstius, Curtis-based River Ridge had just 2 hits in the entire game. They've already got a hit here this afternoon. And Reed Duthu with outstanding speed is aboard. And here is Dagan Bruno, the 2 sports star, the pitcher. Dagan also the quarterback in football for John Curtis. He's batting .250, no homers, and 7 driven in. Hurstius a check of the speedy Duthu the pitch. And that's low for ball 1. To Bruno. One ball and no strikes. Duthu swiped 7 bases and has not been caught stealing on the season. So, again, a very good base runner and a real threat to run here. Hurstius taking a lot of time. Will stretch. Will pitch. And a ground ball is short. Ryan gobbles it up to second, 1. Back to first, and that's wide and high. And into the dugout, which will get the runner to second base. So that'll be a fielder's choice on a 6-4 putout and a throwing error by Nix, allowing the runner to get to second base with 1 out. So the first error of the game puts a runner in scoring position. And with 1 out, a chance for Josh Eames, the catcher, who's at .348 with a homer, 3 RBIs. Eames is a terrific player going into his senior season, 6 foot, 175. And we get a runner at second, it appears. So they're going to run for Duthu. I'm not sure if he got banged up or not, but we're going to get a runner at second base. And that's going to be Xavier Brown. So number 11, Xavier Brown, running at second. So Brown runs at second. Runner second and 1 out. Here's Josh Eames. Just an outstanding player. He's become a good hitter. He was a brilliant defensive player already. And oh, by the way, he can really pitch. When they decide to put him out there, just an outstanding overall player. Eames at the plate waits the pitch from Hurstius. Breaking ball swung on and missed. That's the first breaking ball that Hurstius has uncorked, and it was a good one. No balls and a strike. Eames back in. Hursty is trying to pitch around the error here. With the 0-1 is away, and it's 1-1. We'll bring in our analyst here momentarily to give you some perspective, who knows quite a bit about both of these teams, having seen them on several occasions throughout the prep season and here in the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League. A ball and a strike. Eames waits. The pitch from Hurstius. Swinging a fly ball, a left hit pretty well. Mooney is back, track, wall, see you later. 2-run homer. Josh Eames has given River Ridge a 2-0 lead. His second home run of the season. RBIs 4 and 5, and little doubt about that when it left the bat, as Eames homers to left, and it is a 2-0 ball game. Boy, Josh Eames is some good player, and he's a guy that any coach at the next level should want to have on their team. No question about that. And just like that, 2 runs and 2 hits first time around against Hurstius. They had 1 run and 2 hits in nearly 6 innings. A lot different here today. Frank Cazzo to the mound to talk with his hurler, who clearly has got to be a little bit troubled. Of course, the runs are earned. Cazzo, a quick visit back to the dugout, and here comes the huge man, Andrew Martinez, to the plate, the first baseman. Hitting .242, 2 homers, and 9 RBI. Another 2-sport player for John Curtis. Martinez at 6'3", 265. Football player, as you might imagine, for the Patriots as well. Good to have our good and great friend, Kurt Bollinger, joining us now. Just in time to see Josh Eames light it up. Boy, he's a good-looking player, Kurt.
Yeah, good, great defensive player, just like you said. Extremely good throwing arm. And as you said, he's turning into quite the hitter, as we just saw on that hanging breaking ball.
Swing and a miss by Martinez. It's no balls and a strike. Martinez hit both of those home runs in the same game earlier this year, the game we did on Crescent City Sports against Cretan Townsend Homes at Mike Miley Stadium. No balls and a strike. The next one on the way. That's a fast strike. It's 0-2. Well, Shane Hursty is not much of a pitcher at all during our prep season, but he's surely been good here in the Prep Summer League here.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I think a lot of these coaches are trying to do in this Summer League. It gives them an opportunity to help develop some other arms that maybe didn't have an opportunity in the spring because of some senior pitchers who have since moved on, and I think that's the case here with Coach Cazzo running Shane Hurstis out there quite a bit, and also Brady Schmidt this summer.
Schmidt, Mason Scholl, they've used quite a few guys that have done a good job for them in the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League. 0-2 pitch, just missed the outside edge, 1-2.
And that trip Coach Cazzo made a little while ago was a very quick one. I'm wondering what he said.
Don't throw that pitch again.
How you hold that?
Translation, man.
Change your grip.
There you go. Here it comes. Breaking ball fouled, right side out of play. Holding it, ball and 2 strikes. All right, all the years you pitched in the majors, what was the funniest thing you ever heard from a pitching coach when he came to see you?
Well, the funniest thing I ever heard really didn't involve me.
Okay.
The funniest thing from a catcher to me was from Raul Chavez.
Okay. Raul. Here's a ball down. Skips away 2-2.
And you know Raul.
Very well. I had him for several years.
Such the character that he is. Mm-hmm. He felt like I was a little nervous in this particular situation. So he came out to the mound, and I really wasn't nervous. It was an intense situation, and I was locked in. And he comes out to the mound.
Pitch on the 2-2 hit him. So Hursty is really struggling here in the first. Another base runner is Martinez, hit by a pitch, trots to first with 1 out. Well, he got ahead 0-2, but I just couldn't command the zone.
Tried to come up and in right there, and it just a little two-seamer got away from him and caught Andrew right on the elbow. But so anyway, Chavez comes out to the mound, and he's trying to relax me a little bit, and he goes, "Give me a kiss." I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, "Come on, give me a kiss." And I said, "Oh, Lord." I said, "Get back there and put the signs down. Let's go." He started laughing and assumed his position behind the plate.
Here's Tyler Mitchell, and that's way outside and low. Nice play by Bloom. It's 1-0. Mitchell, 167, no homers, and 3 driven in on the season. A 6-foot, 180-pounder who's going into his junior year as the lights come on early here at Bulldog Field.
Now, the funniest story I heard about a pitcher being told something by a pitching coach was with Kurt Schilling and Galen Cisco in Philadelphia.
That's a strike called, and it's a ball and a strike to Mitchell.
Schilling was facing the Reds, and they had Barry Larkin and those guys, and he gives up the first home run of the game to the leadoff hitter of the game, and they shoot off some fireworks in center field at Cincinnati.
Next pitch is line foul down the right side, so the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
So then the 2-hole hitter comes up, and he proceeds to take Schilling deep as well, and the cannons go off, and boom, 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 boom. And Schilling's a little perturbed, and then the 3-hole hitter comes up and promptly takes Schilling deep for back-to-back-to-back homers.
Mm-hmm.
So Galen Cisco takes a trip out to the mound. When he gets to the mound, Schilling asks him, "What are you doing out here?" He goes, "Don't worry about it." He goes,
"Tap or foul?
I know you're good. I'm just giving the cannon time to reload."
I love it. 1-2 the count. My friend Jim Hickey, he would seem to be kind of casual much of the time when he made his way out there.
Very much so, very much so. And he always had a good message for you.
Mm-hmm. Still doing it with Washington
Absolutely.
as we speak.
What a great guy he is.
Yeah, he is. Great friend. 1-2 the count. Hurstius stretching and pitching. And a ground ball right side's a base hit to right. Through the hole, Mitchell drives it. And the inning continues in very strong fashion for River Ridge. It's 2 on and only 1 out. As clearly this is a different day than the first time they saw Hurstius, where they couldn't get him at all. They have gotten him huge fashion here in the first inning. And now Gillen Gilbert, the center fielder, will bat. 333 hitter with no homers, 14 driven in.
And you hate to think about the double play ball, which should have been a double play, how that kind of changes the entire complexion of the inning.
Here's Gilbert. With 2 on, 1 out. A 2-0 lead already for River Ridge, trying to build a big inning. Pitch from Hurstius. Down and out. That's one back to the screen. So a wild pitch will get the runners to second and third with only 1 out.
Yeah, Shane tried to guide that one. He didn't let that one go, and it scooted under
Brogan Bloom.
Bloom behind the plate. I couldn't tell who that was today. I wasn't sure who was starting back there, but scooted under him, got it all the way to the backstop, and now Shane's in some big trouble here. As he was just 1 pitch away, that is not the case now.
Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way, and that's a fastball, strike called over the outside edge, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. We do have the 10-run rule in effect here after 5 innings for these games in the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League. Of course, the winner of this one plays the winner of the game to follow between Jesuit-based Retief Oil and St. Charles Catholic-based Cretan Townsend Homes. In the dirt, Bloom able to get a piece of it, keeps it by him, and it's 2-1. Just not the kind of command that we've seen from Hurstius thus far this summer.
Yeah, it's been a tough first inning, but sometimes that's the first inning is the toughest inning. You're facing the lineup exactly the way the opponent has it set up, and sometimes if you can just battle and get through it, you can settle down and
he hits him in the helmet.
Yeah, that squared him up pretty good.
Get up. Man, I hate that. Second hit batsman of the inning, Frank Kazar to the mound. More importantly, Gilbert to the ground, and Jeff Curtis quickly to see his player. I mean, no intent. He just doesn't have the command here.
I got him just above the ear flap on the flat part of the helmet. It wasn't a glancing blow by any means.
No, you could hear it clearly. And by the way, just to explain the wide shot we're showing you again, we're waiting on our producer par excellence, who had a blowout on the way here, which we had to deal with. And he's getting roadside assistance to get here. ETA probably in the next 20, 30 minutes or so. So he'll be here at some point. In the meantime, Matt Merritt's taking care of everything. As the camera position set, he's producing. Magic Man, 2-1. But I promise you things will get better as the evening progresses here. So got up. That's great news.
And that's it for Shane Hurstius. He's been removed.
Yeah, he's come out of the game. So the new pitcher for Malcolm Dienes will be number 25, and that's Brogan Bloom.
Is number 25, Coleman Capacey.
So Coleman Capacey, I'm sorry. Capacey comes on, 25. Not Bloom, but Capacey. Bloom's the catcher, 26. But here's Capacey to the mound, and he's an interesting story. Coleman Capacey, one of the better arms in the program. He's 5'11", 165 going into his junior year. And Coleman Capacey in the Summer League has pitched in 5 games, 1-0 record, but an 11.12 earned run average. 5 2/3 innings, 4 hits allowed, 9 runs earned, and the issue is walks. 8 of those, 5 strikeouts, and 3 hit batsmen and 3 wild pitches. So clearly, control is a major issue for Coleman. The arm is good. He's a mid-80s guy who he can throw hard. But it's all a matter of harnessing that. And they like his potential, but he's got to be able to find command. And that's something that Hurstius just didn't have here today.
Correct. Shane struggled with his command, especially once he gave up that home run. Up until that point, command was there. Then it looked like he started trying to miss some barrels. And whenever you try to miss bats, it can lead to some serious trouble because you get behind in the count. Obviously, then you have to pay the piper. And we saw that here in the top of the first. But you're right about Capacey. Very good arm, mid to upper 80s potential, but also the potential to miss the strike zone a little bit. When he is throwing strikes, he is very difficult to hit. He's one of those guys, when you look at the numbers, the batting average against is always low. The problem is the whip, the walks and hits per innings pitched, is a little bit higher than you would like. But he can definitely miss bats with the best of them because of the velocity. So we'll see which Coleman Capacey we get today.
Bases loaded with 1 out, and here's Jason Curtis. 357, no homers, 3 RBI. Pretty famous last name here.
I'm sure he's one of them, right?
Jason. Johnny, way to go, buddy. Of course, Jeff Curtis has his son Jeffrey on this team as well. That's a fast strike. It's 0-1. So Capacey able to get ahead.
Good fastball in at the belt right there to Curtis to get ahead in the count. And that's what he needs to do to be successful.
Working from the stretch with the bases loaded. Wide open stands Curtis to pitch. That's away, and it's 1-1. Double play is in order here.
And that's the thing with all the traffic that Curtis has had. The Raider pitchers are just 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning, but they're also 1 pitch away from it being a huge inning.
The 1-1. Line drive down the right field side. Could clear them all. 1 run is home. 2 runs will score. 3rd runner's going to round 3rd. He's going ahead for the plate. He will make it. It's a base clearing double by Jason Curtis. And River Ridge has broken it open in the first inning with a 5-0 lead.
And I barely got the words out of my mouth. We went from the 1 pitch of getting out of it to the 1 pitch of being a huge inning, and that's exactly what this inning has turned out to be. A big crooked number by River Ridge with a 5 spot here in the first, and they're still working.
Well, showing their immense ability. They just continue to produce excellent players year after year. Here's Bryce Hebert, the 3rd baseman, at 188, no homers and 2 driven in. 5 runs home. Of course, those runs charged to the starter. Pitch is on the way, and that's a fast strike. It's 0-1.
And Curtis did a really good job of keeping his hands inside that ball. That was a fastball, middle, in, and up, and he kept his barrel inside the ball and shot it down that right field line.
0-1 the count, stretch and the pitch, and it's a fastball away to make it 1-1. So that'll close the book on Hurstius, and not the kind of outing he hoped for, that his team hoped for here, because he'd had a really good summer league here in Crescent City Sports. A 1/3 of an inning, 3 hits, 5 runs earned, no walks, no strikeouts, and 2 hit batsmen. And a wild pitch missing away, and it's 2-1. That's part of the issue for Capacey is the secondary pitch. Does he have a secondary pitch right now?
And again, it's a work in progress. It is a pitch that can be a put-away pitch or a swing and miss pitch. It's just a little inconsistent. I think it will improve as he gets his innings.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's way outside and high, so it's 3-1. Only out of the inning, a fielder's choice grounder, which then turned into an error, which then turned into nobody has been retired since. And River Ridge has jumped out to a 5-0 lead and counting here in the top of the first inning. And it's 3 balls and a strike to Bryce Hebert. Capacey delivers. That's way outside. Ball 4, 2 on.
And that's not a terrible walk right there. Sets up the double play. Kind of it looked like it might have been an intentional base on balls right there. Now you got the righty on righty matchup.
Juan Washington, the right fielder, 375, no homers and 3 driven in for Juan. Was just going into his sophomore year, and he's already 6 foot 190.
I was just getting ready to say, that's a big boy.
Pitch on the way. That's a strike. Just finished his freshman season. Good-looking athlete, Washington, with a chance to do some more damage here. Capacey able to get ahead. Center fielder shades him slightly to the off field. Straight up everywhere else. 0-1 the count. Capacey from the belt to the plate. That's a breaking ball and a good one, but I guess low. It's 1-1. Good movement there, and got a lot of the plate. Had to be down. Ball and a strike.
It had a good shape to it right there. Came out of the hand good. Right out of that fastball slot.
So a ball and a strike, and the next one swinging a tap foul makes it 1-2. Still only 1 out in the inning. Ball and 2 strikes. Capacey, new ball in hand. Check of the runners and the 1-2 pitch. Bounced it. Great pickup by Bloom on the short hop. It's 2-2.
Bloom had a shot down there at second base. That's the type of play right there. Just let it go. He had Michael Ryan moving to the bag. You can't wait till he gets to the bag to throw it. You have to lead him to the bag. He probably would have had a chance.
There go the runners and stopping now, and it's full 3-2. Well, if they were bluffing there, they're going now. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
He's, Coach Curtis is kind of playing with house money. He can afford to do that here. 9-hole hitter, potential strike him out, throw him out here. So Coleman's got to do a pretty good job of being quick to the plate here. Give himself a chance. Could get him out of the inning.
There go the runners. Payoff pitch hit him. My goodness gracious. The third hit batsman, another that got the helmet. Washington gets up. He's trotting to first. And I don't know that I've seen this anytime recently. That's 3 hit batsmen, and 2 have hit the helmet. He's pointing to the left side, telling Jeff Curtis that's where he's got him, and he looks to be fine.
Yeah, he's smiling about it. And I'm sure he's probably taking tougher and harder hits in football than that. But he looks to be fine, which is a good sign.
Well, again, this is all about development. You might ask, do they have other options? Yeah, well, let's be perfectly honest. The best options, the best pitchers they have in the program are not pitching by and large in summer league play. One, of course, is Arancibia, Giancarlo Arancibia. The other is Brock Bollinger, who's in the lineup as a DH today.
Looks like Ryan Clavery is in the bullpen, the lefty.
Who pitched against River Ridge in the first meeting of the year. That's way down and out. Capacey really struggling again, 1-0. So Clavery is up, and River Ridge has a chance to really, frankly, maybe put this away very early.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. They could possibly put this away in the first inning. I know you've got a lot of baseball to be played, but it's hard to come back against a good club like River Ridge. When you're
There's
down.
a swing and a drive to right. We'll get a run home. Right fielder with the catch. Ramirez, he'll throw it. Oh, they didn't come.
He got a terrible, terrible break at third base.
I'm shocked that he did not come. I think he took a false step, and by the time he retreated, the ball got to Ramirez quickly.
It looked to me like he was waiting for Coach Curtis to tell him to go instead of using his own eyes to go at the first touch. And I think that's where the that good first step cost him.
So it turns into an out. No RBI for Duthu. Here's Dagan Bruno, reached on the fielder's choice and scored a run earlier in the inning. Breaking ball down and out. Another nice stop by Bloom. It's 1-0.
Yeah, Bloom's done a very good job in this inning. He had the one squirt under him, but other than that, he's done an excellent job.
He's had, unfortunately for his team, to work very hard back there because of the lack of command from pitchers. There's the 1-0 pitch. That looked like a strike, called a ball to 2-0. Little bit of a tight zone. That doesn't help when you have pitchers that are struggling.
No, that looked pretty good from here, and I'm sitting right on the inside corner of the left-handed batter's box. That looked like it's pretty typical of strike in high school baseball.
That's in the dirt, so 3-0. He threatens to walk one home here.
Yeah, that's
and if he doesn't get him, it might be his last hitter. 3-0 the count.
That'll be setting Eames up to do some serious damage if he gets up here in one inning.
Pitch missing down and out for ball 4. So that'll cost him a run. And it is a 6-0 ball game as Curtis scores that run charge to Coleman Capacey. And now runners move up. Bases remain loaded. Here comes Frank Cazzo. That might be all for this hurler.
This will be the 12th batter of the inning.
This will be the 12th batter of the inning, and we'll have the third pitcher already in the top of the first inning. Each of the first 2 pitchers only to go a third of an inning. And now Ryan Clavery will make his way to the mound. Well, Clavery pitched in the first meeting this year and got the save against River Ridge in that particular game. As Clavery went an inning and a third, walked 1, struck out 2, and a 2-1 win for Malcolm Dienes. This is a totally different game. So Clavery comes on, left-hander. Clavery's made 4 appearances. The record is 0-1. No earned run average. Does have that save, as I mentioned. 5 1/3 innings, no hits allowed. And 3 runs unearned because he walked 5 and he struck out 6. He's hit 2 batters and he's had 3 wild pitches. So again, command the issue. Again, getting back to what I said earlier, this is a developmental league. It's served a great purpose and it's been very successful. So you're not always going to see the very best, in particular on the mound, because as you mentioned earlier, Kirk, they want to develop pitching more than anything else. That's what you want to develop. They already know what Giancarlo Arancibia can do. They already know what Brock Bollinger can do. And they like to see what else they can develop. Brady Schmidt has pitched extremely well. He's got a great future based on what you've seen of him. Shane Hurstius has had a good summer, and they're certainly counting on him to be part of it moving forward. And that's the whole idea. Mason Scholl's done a good job, too. And the same thing is true of River Ridge, because when you look at River Ridge, Austin Ackle hasn't pitched in the summer league. Michael O'Brien has only pitched in 1 game, and those are 2 really good guys, and our producer has made it amazingly. So stuck on Interstate for hours, and somehow he's smiling, so that's a great thing. So pretty soon you're going to have real good camera shots so he's here by the hardest. Chip Merritt has made his way on board. That's great news.
So not only did you have a flat, you caught a train as well.
I caught a train a minute away.
Yeah.
Best laid plans of mice and men, huh?
Here's Josh Eames. Hit a 2-run homer earlier. At bats here with a chance to just put an exclamation point on this inning. With 2 outs, bases loaded. Swing and a miss. Good pitch by Clavery, tailing away from the right-handed hitter.
And that's one thing Clavery can do. He's got a good 2-seam fastball that he throws arm side. Good changeup out there. Mixes in the curveball. Again, right now against Eames, the best thing to do is try to keep that 2-seamer down and away and coax a ground ball out of him.
In the dirt, it's 1-1.
And Eames is looking for something up in the zone, not to hit a ground ball.
Ball and a strike. Pitch is on the way. High and away, it's 2-1. Two balls and a strike. Swinging a foul, it's 2-2.
Good fastball outside corner. Eames had a good swing at it, fouled it straight back, so he was on it. If Clavery is to retire Eames, he's going to have to throw something a little bit different than that.
High and away. The count goes full, 3-2.
Curveball up and out of the zone right there. Eames didn't offer. And here comes a payoff pitch.
With the bases loaded, runners will take off, and here's the payoff pitch, and that's not even close, so another runner's home, and it's a 7-0 ball game on a bases loaded walk to Eames, who now has a 3 RBI game. As Hebert scores, Washington to third. Bruno to second, and now Martinez, who was hit by a pitch earlier and scored a run, will have his chance. And thus far, just nobody with the ability to throw the ball over the plate for Malcolm Dienes. Colston Martinez will run.
For the Patriots will be the first baseman, number 24, Andrew Martinez.
Here's Andrew Martinez with 7 runs home and counting.
You know, he could easily make this an 11-0 ball game with his power.
Swing and a miss, it's 0-1.
And he tried to. Just missed that fastball. That fastball was right down the middle. Martinez had a good cut at it. A little bit early.
Pitch high and away, it's 1-1. Swing and a miss, it's 1-2.
Good change up right there, down and away. Martinez, again with a healthy cut, came up empty.
1-2 the count. Swing and a miss, struck him out. This inning mercifully ends for Malcolm Dienes, but what an inning for the River Ridge Patriots, based at John Curtis Christian, as they just absolutely blow this game open, getting it done in tremendous fashion here in the first inning with 7 runs, and they get it done on 4 hits. There was a key error, and of course, 3 stranded. We head to the bottom of the first. River Ridge 7, Malcolm Dienes coming to bat. So, what an inning for Malcolm Dienes in the first, and my scorebook's already messed up, right? I hate when they do that, man. And then I'm trying to tweet updates. It's like, okay, what are you going to do? Let's see here. Very interesting to say the least. Dagan Bruno. There you go. So we'll get River Ridge taken to the field. We'll set the defensive alignment in a moment for you. So the Patriots take to the field defensively with Mitchell in left, Gilbert center, Washington in right. It's Hebert third, Duther at short, Curtis at second, Martinez at first with Eames doing the catching, and on the mound will be the right-hander Dagan Bruno. Bruno, of course, quarterback in football as well, outstanding athlete. Dagan's pitched well, 5 appearances in the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League, and he has a 1-0 record with a 1.08 earned run average and 1 save. 13 innings pitched, 9 hits allowed, 4 runs, only 2 earned. He's walked 9 and struck out 14. He's hit 2 batters. He has a 1.38 whip on the year. That's Dagan Bruno for the River Ridge Patriots. I told you the scorebook's already messed up. You're trying to understand all that stuff? Good luck with that. Scribble scratch, right? So leading it off will be Evan Berg, be followed by Ryan and Centeni.
Leading off the game for Malcolm Dienes will be the center fielder, number 14.
Here's Berg, 259, no homers, 3 RBI. With the center fielder going into his sophomore year, off of a good freshman season. He'll play football as well for Archbishop Rummel. Berg waiting to stand in to get this going on in the bottom of the first inning. First pitch on the way. Missing down and out for ball 1 to Berg. Straight up defensively are the Patriots for him. 1-0 pitch is low, and it's 2-0.
Well, you're right. That type of inning will mess up a scorecard.
That's high, and it's 3-0.
And I'm playing a little bit of catch-up.
Yeah, I mean, geez, I'd have to tell you everything. You had a single, a fielder's choice, an E4, a home run. I can go on and on. 3-0 the count. So Berg will take a pitch here, and it's right through there. It's 3-1. And the 3-1 pitch. That's strike two. Berg running to first, but that was a strike. It's full 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the payoff pitch on the way. And a ground ball to second. Curtis has it. Easy chance for out number 1. So coming back from a 3-0 deficit, Bruno throws strikes and gets Berg. And here's Mikey Ryan. Ryan at 304.
Third baseman, number 2, Mikey Ryan.
Ryan at 304 with 3 homers, 7 RBI for the LSU commit. Going into his junior season. Committed early to LSU. Right-handed hitter standing in. And the first pitch on the way from Bruno, and that's a strike called. 0-1.
Yeah.
A little crossfire action, right?
Very important for Bruno to come back right there after that 3-0 start to Berg. That's huge for them.
Missing down and away, it's 1-1.
The last thing you want as a coach after a 7 spot is a leadoff walk.
Mm-hmm.
So he recovered, got a little help from Blue behind the plate on the 3-1 pitch, and then the ground out to follow.
There's a fly ball toward the gap in right center field, and that's a base hit. So Ryan lines one in the right for a 1-out single here in the first hit of the game for Malcolm Dienes. That will get Rhett Centanni to the plate. Centanni's had a remarkable summer. For the Malcolm Dienes team, he's hitting .452, 3 homers, and 14 RBI. He's playing Legion ball on weekends for Gibbs Construction, and he's hitting .542.
He's just a good hitter. It's simple as that. Super power, adjusts to the breaking ball well, doesn't chase a lot.
Took it down and out, ball 1.
There's a good take on a first pitch changeup. Very talented hitter.
1-0 the count. Ready the pitch. Swinging a foul back. Got to figure he's going to get offers to play at the next level, right?
One would think so. Although these days, the way the recruitment has been in regards to high school players with the transfer portal and things of that nature, it's been a lot different, and it's been difficult for high school players.
1-1. That's a hanging breaking ball. Sits high. It's 2-1. Again, Centanni, a very pronounced closed stance, which we've referenced when we've seen him several times. 2-1. That's a strike. Good pitch, 2-2. Which makes the casual observer wonder, how can you generate enough bat speed to pull the ball out of that stance? He's been capable of doing it, but he uses the whole field. And a little leisurely toss to first.
He does not have to pull the ball hit out of the park either. You know, in losing Hurstus and having to remove him from the mound in the first inning, his spot in the lineup is now one that's being held by a PO, pretty much.
Right.
Ryan Clavery. It went to Capacey.
Correct.
And then Clavery. So Clavery's on deck. Not that he's a bad hitter, but he's not.
That's not what he's accustomed to doing.
He's not a 4-hole hitter.
Yeah. Change the dynamic to be certain he has not. They called a balk there. Okay, that we were busy talking, but there was a balk on the previous pitch. So they balked Ryan the second with 1 out. But to make your point, he hasn't batted during the summer league. Swinging a foul tip, struck him out. Good pitch. Gets Centanni for out number 2. And now we'll see Ryan Clavery, who, again, because Hurstius was lifted, has to bat here.
Good fastball at the top of the zone right there. Centanni just a hair under it. Foul tipped it right back into the glove of Eames for out number 2.
Now batting from Malcolm Dienes, the pitcher, number 17, Ryan Clavery.
So here's Clavery getting an opportunity to bat for the first time in the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League with a runner at second. A base hit and a balk with 2 outs. Bruno with the sign. Bruno with the pitch. And a fastball strike. It's 0-1.
Clavery's very adept at taking that fastball away the other way.
No balls and a strike. Here it comes. Fastball missed the outside edge. It's 1-1.
Good pitch. Just a hair off the plate. Good fastball. Good eye by Clavery to lay off of that.
Fastball foul left side out of play. It's 1-2. Seven-0 River Ridge here in the bottom of the first. If you just joined us, a 7-run inning in the top of the first for the River Ridge Patriots. Time call by the hitter. And another balk. That's his second balk, and just not pausing.
Didn't pause
at all.
That was it.
And that one was obvious. So on to third goes Ryan. Some umpires can get a little bit balk happy, but that was pretty obvious. Not a pause.
One of the things that the Astros, when I was with them, what they taught us to do was always come set looking at home plate. Then check your runner, and you have to pause. There's no way around it. You have to pause, and that will prevent any type of balk. In that regard, in as far as the pause.
2-2 to Clavery.
There was only one time we weren't supposed to do that. And that was on a wheel play.
Little roller foul third base side to stay alive.
In a bunt situation with a runner on second or runners on first and second. At that point, we would come set looking at the shortstop because he would trigger the play. Then we would check in at the plate, and then we would go back, and then that's when we would go.
2-2 is a ground ball to the first baseman. Backhands, Martinez flips to Bruno, covering for the out. The inning is over. With no runs and a hit, and a runner stranded. We played one. River Ridge on top on the score of 7-0 over Malcolm Dienes. Ken Trahan with Kirk Bollinger here. Great to have Chip Merritt with us. He made it here. He took the long way here. And, of course, Matt Merritt here as well. Second game to follow, which we'll have for you live here between Jesuit-based Retief Oil, who's just arrived, and St. Charles Catholic-based Cretan Townsend Holmes, which ought to be a good one. Those are two really good programs. We've had a very good summer, as have these two teams. So Clavery just finished the first inning. He has to head back to the mound here to get things going in the second. So here in the second inning, it's going to be Tyler Mitchell, Gillen Gilbert, and Jason Curtis, who had the base-clearing double back in the first inning, to come to the plate. Clavery back to the mound. Finished off the first inning. It took three pitchers for Malcolm Dienes to get through the first inning. That's a basic nightmare in any league for any coach, any time. You have to use three pitchers in the very first inning.
Yeah, it really is. That's not what you're looking for in any type of playoff game, that's for sure.
Ready to go here in the top of the second.
Leading off the inning for the Patriots will be the left
ready to go here in the
Tyler Mitchell.
Second, here's Tyler Mitchell, who singled and scored back in the first inning.
I'm all caught up on the score.
It was hard to do, right?
It's only taking me 32 minutes.
Pitch is down in for a ball. It's been one of those days, man. You know, we got blowouts on interstates. We got crazy first inning with all kinds of craziness to mess up scorebooks, and now we got a swing and a foul. It's 1-1.
Yeah, hopefully no rain delays. That would be the only other
I
thing.
don't plan on that at all. I think we'll be fine. I really do. I'm optimistic.
It looks like we're going to be good.
But I'm optimistic by nature. Here it is. That's down. And it's 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1. And a ground ball up the middle. Ryan goes to get it. Behind second. Smooth and easy. 1 out. Has good range. Has a good arm. And shows it there for out number 1.
And that's important for Malcolm Dienes to get back on track. Clavery gets a leadoff out. That's big right there. After a touchdown and an extra point in the top of the first.
I hate that when that happens, man. For anybody.
It just makes for a tough game.
On either side.
Right.
Pitch is high. I mean, you fully expected this to be a very good competitive game, just like the high school games between these two teams and the 2-1 game played earlier this year in this league.
And it very well could be by game's end. You just don't know, but you certainly like to see a competitive game from start to finish.
High and away, it's 2-0.
I was watching a big league game today, White Sox. Back and forth. Big inning, followed by a big inning.
Not even close here. It's 3-0.
It's like a heavyweight fight.
.30 pitch, and that's high, so a 4-pitch walk. So the walk parade continues here. Just too many free base runners.
The second baseman.
I've got that on 7 free passes, including hit batsmen. Is that right?
I'm looking at a hit batsman, a walk, a hit batsman. That's 4, a walk, and a walk. Yep, 7. That's right.
7-0. I told you I was caught up.
You did well. Jason Curtis bats. He had the big blow, the base clearing double back in the first inning to break the game open. He takes it over for a strike called. It's 0-1.
Fastball top of the zone right there. Clavery's got to get that fastball down if he's going to be effective. He doesn't throw hard enough to live at the top of the zone. He needs to work that 2-seamer down, the changeup down, not that far down.
1-1. Ball and a strike on Curtis. And the next to Jason, high and away. It's 2-1.
Fastball got away from Clavery right there. Tailed up and away from Curtis.
As a pitcher, it's hard to watch when pitchers can't throw strikes, right?
It really is.
There's a strike called, and it's 2-2. Center fielder Berg has been positioned slightly off center for most of these River Ridge hitters. 2-2 the count, and another. Ooh, just missed the outside edge. Clavery posed, wanted it, didn't get it. It's full 3-2.
Just a hair outside right there. Could have
Good
gone
take
either
by Curtis.
way.
Yep.
Could have gone either way.
3-2 the count on Jason. Wide open stance. Runner is going. The pitch is a swing and a miss. The throw down by Bloom will never get him. A stolen base. So the strikeout of Curtis. And they're going to call hitter's interference. The inning's over. Double play. So Curtis strikes out. They call him for interference on the follow-through. Jeff Curtis wants to argue that with the home plate umpire. But the inning is over regardless, as it'll be a put-out 2 to get Gilbert for the double play. The first turn of the game. So in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the second inning, and it remains a 7-0 game in favor of River Ridge. And today's coverage on Crescent City Sports is brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner. Lamarck Ford, the #1 Ford dealer in the Metro New Orleans market. Must be a reason. So what did you see, Kurt?
Borderline.
Yeah.
Borderline. It looked right there like Curtis may have stepped into the what they call the river between home plate and the inside stripe of the batter's box. And in the umpire's eyes, I guess he felt that was enough to impede the throwing lane of of Bloom, the catcher. And he did double clutch, and I don't know if that's what caused the double clutch, but he did double clutch on that exchange.
Mm-hmm. Another dynamic that's in play here, and I think it's one worth mentioning, is that Malcolm Dienes hasn't been able to get games in lately. They had rainouts and 1 cancellation and 2 rainouts, so they haven't played in a while. And I think maybe that's showing a little bit here. Whereas you look at the numbers, River Ridge has played 13 games, Malcolm Dienes only 10. Just to give you an example of that, Retief Law has played 13 games, and Cretan Townsend Holmes played 15. So, and it's no fault of Frank Cazzo's team. They just had bad luck. One game they never got remade,
and one game
with State Farm, and the other 2 were canceled by rain and didn't get to play those. And then there was another game they didn't get to play.
One of them wasn't even a rain out. They had a sprinkler issue
the sprinkler
at home plate.
That's right. You're right.
The line popped, and it popped right at home plate.
Right when they were supposed to play, right before they were supposed to play.
Right.
Yeah.
The infield was great, but home plate was too soft to play without a potential injury coming into play.
Yeah. So the bottom line is it's difficult because they just weren't able to play anywhere near as much as they wanted to. Here's Gavin Nix, and he takes a fastball, called a ball, got a lot of the zone, looked like a high strike, but called a ball. It's 1-0. Nix has had a terrific summer, 429. 2 homers, 12 RBI. And he swings and hits it pretty well at center field. Center fielder on his horse. He's going to get there and make the catch. Good play by Gilbert. Dylan Gilbert had to go a long way. The ball hit about 350 feet off the bat of Nix for out number 1. That's good center field play.
It really was. He went a long way for that. And that ball was tailing away from him. Nix did a great job of staying inside of that ball, and it had a little bit of a tail going towards that 375-foot mark over there in that left center field corner. But really nice play. But that's what Nix has been doing. He's been hitting the ball all over the field. He's using the whole field.
Yeah, good-looking player going into just his sophomore year. Everard takes it, and he's clipped by the pitch. 1 pitch, he's on. Didn't even give me a chance to talk about him. Casey has had a terrific summer.
He really
This
has.
is the kind of player I think they envision him to be, both in baseball and really in football for the coming fall as well. Just a guy that has really good athletic ability, has good size, and maybe the light is coming on for him in both aspects. We'll see.
Well,
Casey's aboard.
He got off to a pretty good start when he was inserted into the lineup as a sophomore a year ago, and then he got sick.
Yeah.
And then he never got back on track after that.
Brock Bollinger bats at 300. No homers and 3 driven in. Took it high. He's the DH in this game. 1-0 the count. Of course, a good pitcher for Archbishop Rummel. He's pitched a little bit here this summer. 1-0 the count. Pitch on the way. That's a fast strike. It's 1-1. Good pitch by Bruno.
Good fastball middle in. Sure Brock would like to have that one back.
Double play depth at infield. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball down and away. So it's 2 balls and a strike on Brock Bollinger, who's going into his senior season at 5'11", 175 or so.
I tell you what, the way he eats, it seems like he's 275. He's eating inside our house and home.
2-0, 2-1 rather, is outside. It's 3-1.
I guess that's what 16, 17, 18-year-old boys do, huh?
I think that's what people my age do, too. I think that's what we all do, man.
Especially
it's
if
about
you
one
live in New
addiction in
Orleans,
life.
huh?
It's all food, man. I don't have any problem with anything else. It's all about food. 3-1 to count the pitch, and he popped it straight up. Easy chance on the infield. Second baseman, shortstop. Shortstop wants it, makes the catch. Due through for out number 2. On a 3-1 pitch, didn't get what he wanted and popped it up. And here's Anthony Mooney. The left fielder is at 269, no homers and 5 driven in. Going into his senior season. Another player that will dress out for the football team at Archbishop Rummel this fall. Here's Mooney. Avrard, the runner at first. It's not attempted a stolen base in the Summer League. Swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch. Had him out in front. And lights were turned on early here, and they'll stay on to illuminate this field once we get to nightfall with the second game to follow here. No balls and a strike with another on the way. Breaking ball, strike called 0-2. Gave him the outside corner on that pitch. 0-2 the count, puts Mooney in arrears. Oh, 2. Missed outside, showed him a fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch. That missed away, and it's 2-2.
It's important for Malcolm Dienes to have productive at-bats. Even though they're down 7, you got to have productive at-bats. Can't give at-bats away. Got to be patient.
2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner first and 2 outs. And another pitch on the way. Down and out. So full 3-2, which will get the runner moving from first. Avrard. We'll see if Martinez plays behind him. I think with the 7-run lead, that's quite likely. Trying to take away the hole against a runner who's going to be taking off and has not attempted a stolen base. 3-2 the count. Martinez does play behind him. Avrard has looked back to the bag. Will take his lead again. There he goes. Pitch is grounded to third, right down the line, fielded by Hebert. Long throw across. Nice play on both ends, inning over. No runs, no hits, a runner stranded. Second left for Malcolm Dienes. We played 2. River Ridge in command, 7-0.
No runs, no hits in the inning.
Well, Bruno able to throw strikes. He hasn't walked anyone. He's hit a batter, but keeping the ball in the strike zone and letting his defense play, doing a job here. Thus far, over 2 innings pitched. And his team in comfortable control of this one. 7-0 heading to the third. Clavery returns to the mound. He'll be working to Hebert, Washington, and Duthu here in the third inning.
And that's what you do when you have a 7-run lead. You pitch aggressively, you attack the zone, attack the bat. Don't pitch away from contact. You want to pitch to contact. And that's exactly what Dagan has been doing thus far. And that's what he needs to keep doing.
Another good athlete, and again, he's being counted on at quarterback for that storied program at John Curtis Christian, and the winningest coach in Louisiana prep football history, J.T. Curtis. Second all-time in United States history, and certainly in his sights getting to that number 1 spot. I hope it can happen for him. Been a great friend and supporter. And here in the third inning, Clavery getting set to work to Bryce Hebert, Juan Washington, and Reed Duthu. Clavery an inning and a third thus far. A couple of walks have been an issue for him. Here's Hebert.
I don't know, this probably doesn't seem like a big deal, but this guy, Hebert, left-handed hitter with Clavery pitching.
Strike call.
These are the types of guys that Clavery has to get out, because this might be exactly what they need him to do next spring, is come in, get a tough lefty out like a Michael O'Brien or an Eli Booth or somebody like that. He's really got to bear down against these lefties.
And another hit batsman. That's 4. Count them already. So inability to control pitches is going to be the game story for Malcolm Dienes in this one. Here's Juan Washington, who was hit by a pitch his first time. So that's 4 hit batsmen. And we're in the third inning. There's Washington.
Yeah, it's a few too many.
Pitch on the way. Sails away for ball 1. 1-0 the count. And a 1-0 pitch. Missing down and in, it's 2-0. As this game progresses, and if the lead is maintained by River Ridge, you could see a few more pitches from Malcolm Dienes. They have action right now in their bullpen. Here's another miss. And it's 3-0 as he's hit a batter and he's in danger of walking. The next right-hander throwing in the bullpen. I can't make out who that is down there, but we'll see if we can pick it out. 3-0 the count. The pitch. That's a strike called, threw the bat away, but it's a strike.
Brady Schmidt.
Well, Brady Schmidt was the other option to start today. He's been very good. It's 3-1. But certainly, if you're Frank Cazzo, you're thinking, I'm going with Shane Hurstius. I mean, he pitched a gem against this team earlier this year. It just didn't happen today. So no second guess there. 3-1 the count. And another. And that's a strike, so it's full 3-2. Keep an eye on Abear now, see if he wants to do some running. There's a stolen base in his only attempt of the Summer League. He is not going. The pitch is grounded off the pitcher's glove, and he's going to reach. Well, if he lets it go, that's going to be an easy double play. But pitchers just react automatically. Ryan was positioned waiting on the ball. It would have been close to the bag. That would have been an easy double play.
It's probably a ball that Mikey Ryan can take himself, but that's also a ball that Ryan has to feel cleanly and turn that into a double play. He just did not look it into the glove. He tried to be a little too quick there, and it hit off the fingertips.
So you giving him a hit or an error?
That's an error in my book.
Okay, I got it. We'll go E1.
And I'm not saying you have to get a double play out of it, but you've got to get one out of it. If I'm pitching, I want that scored as an error. I've got to have that ball.
Wide open inning now for River Ridge is Duthu, and that's a strike. Reed Duthu is singled, and he's flying to right.
That's the second double play ball Romo has had in the first 3 innings, and they've not converted either. You know, you hate to.
Bunted toward the mound. The play has to be to first, and it is. Low throw. Good pick by Centani for the out. Runner got a great jump from second. It wasn't a great bunt, but the runner at second got a terrific jump. And at second and third, one out. The sacrifice works.
The direction wasn't great, but he got it down early, so the runner could read it. You could read downward angle off the bat. As soon as you read downward angle, you're rolling because you know it's not going to be pop-up.
Just really impressed with watching the John Curtis teams over the years and the way they play the game. Yes, they can hit, but they execute the small ball aspects very well. They play defense. You know, by the way, they can pitch. There's a strike called. It's Owen. That's how you win back-to-back state titles, 2017 and 2018, and reached the championship game this past season as well. No balls in a strike.
We talk about it all the time, doing the little things, you know.
Here it comes. Breaking ball missing away. And it's 1-1. Yeah, huge fan. Logan O'Neill, who's on his way to Delgado. Huge fan of Michael O'Brien, who's not playing today because he's been dealing with mono. And he's getting better, fortunately. 1-1 the count. That's a breaking ball strike. Good pitch backdoored him. It's 1-2. And then Josh Eames. You know, I look at those three guys. I said, that's, you know, if not the three best players, three of the best players I saw all year long. And then you throw in Dagan Bruno. You throw in Duthu. Good players. McClinton, who's not playing today. I mean, there's a lot to like. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Clavery gets a big strikeout.
You know, and that's one of the first, well, he threw the backdoor breaking ball. But that's one of the first swing and misses at a curveball that we've seen today by River Ridge.
Josh Eames has belted a 2-run homer, and he has a bases-loaded walk. So he's got 3 RBI already and a chance to pick up some more here.
It might not be a bad opportunity to pitch around him right here. You can almost walk him intentionally.
Down 7-0, and I think they're just looking at development here. His pitching's down for ball one. I agree with you. If it's a closer game, certainly, and if it's not the Summer League, I think maybe you think that way too. Don't get me wrong. They're trying to win big time. That's why they're here, all of these teams. But it's a different situation, 7-0. Breaking ball strike, it's 1-1. Starting to get that backdoor breaking ball to right-handed hitters going in pretty good fashion.
And that's an important pitch for him. You know, working that off the two-seamer that tails the opposite direction.
1 ball, 1 strike. Next one is on the way. Breaking ball missed high and away. So it's 2 balls and a strike. Great participation in this league this year with 16 schools. Others have want to get in because they saw how much it was worked out, and we certainly expect that will be the case with 1 or 2, if not 3 new ones next year. High and away. So it's 3 balls and a strike when you look at the schools that are in, though. It's a great cross-section of schools that participated this year, including one from Ascension Parish, to go along with prominent private schools from the New Orleans area and prominent public schools, including here at Lutcher.
Yeah, I think the participation was excellent.
Yeah, you look at the affiliations of the schools that played this year, from the ones we've mentioned. 3-1 pitch, way outside, ball 4, bases loaded, 1 out. So yet another walk.
Yeah, and again, that was a 3-1 breaking ball, so I don't think they really
wanted to pitch to him.
Cared to pitch to Eames right there.
And Eames will get a runner. So we wait to see who's going to pop out of the dugout to trot out to get the catcher out and get him some gear on. And that's going to be number 17. That's Colston Martinez.
Number 17, Colston Martinez.
Martinez runs again.
This is Martinez's second consecutive at bat with the bases loaded.
24, Andrew Martinez.
Andrew Martinez hit by a pitch, scored a run, struck out. And he swings and flies it to right pretty deep. Ramirez on the run, back toward the corner, makes the catch. So Ramirez tracked it, caught it, and inning is over with no runs and no hits with an error and 3 big ones stranded. Now they've left 6 runners already. We go to the bottom of the third. 7-0. River Ridge remains on top of Malcolm Dienes, Ken Trahan with Kirk Bollinger. And today's coverage on Crescent City Sports is brought to you by Ochsner Sports Medicine Institute. Get the same sports medicine care the pros receive with minimally invasive treatments and quicker recovery times. Visit oxnard.org/sportsmed to learn more or schedule an appointment near you. Clavery gets through an inning unscathed, and Bruno returns to the mound with a 7-run lead. Again, this is artificial turf surface, and I think this is one of the better ones, if not the best one I've seen. You get really, really true hops on this turf. You know, I've seen the versions, a little bit faster version, a little bit slower version. Like right now, John Ryan's a little slower.
Yeah,
you know, with a newer turf, but this turf plays really honest here.
It does. It plays more like a natural surface. You know, it's funny. I was thinking about that on the way over here. The field turf has actually slowed the game down a little bit, in my opinion.
It has.
Whereas the old AstroTurf, that stuff sped the game up extremely fast, and it was more of a high-scoring type ball game on that AstroTurf. You know, you had the AstroTurf chops, you had balls scooting through the gaps and things of that nature. You don't see that as much anymore. The ball actually kind of checks up on this newer version of the field turf.
Ruben Ramirez will start things in the bottom of the third. Evan Berg and Mikey Ryan to follow. Against Bruno, who has a strikeout. He's hit a batter. He's allowed just 1 hit. Ramirez has had a really good Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League. First pitch on the way. Missing away ball one. Saw him make a good play just now, getting a good jump on a ball. Ruben this summer is hitting .455 with no homers and 4 driven in. 1-0 pitch. Popped him up. That's not his game. Center fielder waits on it, and making the catch is Gilbert for out number 1.
He's really made some adjustments. He's gotten his hands in a better position. He's getting to a launch position when he takes a stride. And he's hitting the ball with a lot more authority than he did earlier this year and even last year.
There's Evan Berg. Rounded to second in the first inning. First pitch from Dagan Bruno. That sits inside edge. Got a called strike inside corner and at the letters and got the call. 0-1.
Looked like a first pitch changeup. He just tossed in there to get ahead. Will get me over.
Down and out, 1-1. Berg with pretty good speed. Third baseman playing back, inviting a bunt, right? The 1-1 pitch, and a good breaking ball. Strike called. It's 1-2.
Yeah, they're gonna let him bunt if they want to with this 7-run lead here.
A ball and 2 strikes. And another on the way. Outside and low, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now the 2-2 pitch. And he struck him out looking. Great pitch.
Looked like a changeup again.
Round number 2.
Everything was soft in that at bat right there to Berg.
Really good pitch. Strikeout number 2 for Bruno. And now Mikey Ryan will line to single to right. In the first, the only hit that Malcolm Dienes has.
I was just getting ready to say that. The only hit they have, it was a looping liner out there into right center field.
Down and out, ball 1.
I couldn't bring him around.
Popped him straight up. Easy inning here for Bruno. Second baseman out, right fielder on, center fielder on, it drops. My goodness, it's got to go as a hit, but what happened there? The second baseman looked like he had a beat on it. He went out, and then all of a sudden he stopped. The right fielder couldn't get there. The center fielder tried to scurry there, and he didn't get there. So that's just miscommunication. I guess I can only assume Curtis thought he heard somebody call him off.
I would imagine. But he hardly went after that ball at all. I don't know if he didn't see it off the bat. There's not much sun out right now, so I know he didn't lose it in the sun.
He looked like he had a beat on it.
Kind of a peculiar play. And Michael Ryan wasn't running, so he's only at first. He probably should be at second.
Pitch down and out, ball 1.
And that's not what Coach Cazzo wants to see.
No, you
you
certainly want effort. I mean, you don't take things for granted, and you don't give up, regardless of the score. 1-0 the count.
Now it's his job to get to second.
Centani waits, struck out his first time. The pitch, swing and a miss, 1-1. Good pitch, outer portion here.
If I'm Ryan, I'm picking a pitch and I'm rolling. I'm trying to get into scoring position with 2 outs. Try to make up for the base running blunder there.
Now the 1-1 pitch. That's way high. It's 2-1. Two balls and a strike on Centani. He's hit 3 home runs here in the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League. Took it for a strike at the letters, and he didn't like it. It's 2-2.
Yeah, that was borderline pitch right there.
The same area he got him on the first time.
High changeup.
2-2 the count. Danny steps out as Bruno slowed it down. Dagan gets the sign from Eames once more.
Outfield straight away.
Left fielder very deep. Here's the 2-2, way high, and it's full 3-2, so Ryan will be off with the pitch. Martinez will play behind him. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner with his lead. He takes off. And a swing and a miss. Same pitch. Struck him out. High fastball gets Centani for the second time.
Fastball
on strikes. No runs a hit and a run is stranded. That's 1 left in each inning. 3 left for Malcolm Dienes. We played 3. Still, River Ridge in total control. 7-0 in this semifinal matchup. See if Clavery goes back to the mound for another inning. They had Schmidt up in the bullpen.
If he does, it'll be one of his longest stints of the summer. He's been used mostly in relief. He is going back out,
so he'll work into the 4th inning. Mitchell, Gilbert, and Curtis will bat for River Ridge here in the 4th inning. Great baseball history between these programs. The John Curtis Christian program has won 9 state baseball championships. As mentioned, they won back-to-back in 2017 and 2018. And by the way, those 9 titles are tied for 6th in Louisiana history. And they've also had 6 runner-up finishes. Archbishop Rummel has won 5 state baseball titles. And they've had 6 runner-up finishes as well. But the last championship for Rummel was way back in 1997 under Frank Cazzo in his first stint as the head coach at Archbishop Rummel, and his second stint now. In between, won a state title at Riverside, so he's one of those rare coaches to have won state championships in 2 different schools. And now back at his alma mater, where he pitched very well back in the day for Larry Schneider. And then the Curtis program, it's interesting because you've had J.T. Curtis, you've had Johnny Curtis, and you've had Jeff Curtis all coach the baseball team. Jeff Curtis, the coach now. So it looks like we have a change in right field. Gavin Kennedy has made his way to right field. So Gavin Kennedy takes over in right field for Malcolm Dienes.
Ramirez moves to center.
Ramirez moves to center, so I guess Berg is out.
Leading off the inning will be the left fielder, number 6, Tyler.
Kennedy, another one of those players that's got a really good future and has shown good in the summer. Ready to go here is Tyler Mitchell in the 4th. He has singled and scored, and he's grounded out.
It's going to be
Pitch missing for a ball.
It's going to be important for Clavery to get ahead and have a quick inning here because, like I said, this is probably the most pitches he's thrown this summer in one outing.
Missing down and out. It's 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes on Mitchell.
Mitchell will probably be taken here as a leadoff hitter.
That's way high, 3-0. Well, I mean, this has been Malcolm Dienes pitchers can't throw the ball over the plate. Not today. Just haven't been able to do it. Got one in there. It's 3-1.
It looks to me like Clavery's stride is too short. He's not reaching out there. And
missed down and in. He walked him, so yet another free pass.
when you don't stride, it's hard to get extension on your pitches consistently. And that's why you see him up and then down, and down and then up.
That's 6 walks issued to go with 4 hit batsmen, and we're in the 4th inning. And here's Dylan Gilbert. Dylan Gilbert has been hit by a pitch, scored a run, and he's walked. So 0 for 0.
0 for 0.
And took a strike. It's 0-1. They've had runners in every inning, have the Patriots.
Lots of traffic.
0-1 pitch. Right through there. It's 0-2. Clavery gets ahead. Again, the game to follow between the 4th seed Cretan Townsend Homes and the number 1 seed Retief Oil. The other semifinal matchup here on CrescentCitySports.com. Swing and a miss, struck him out, snap throw to first, runner back. So strikeout of Gilbert for the first out.
Baseball's such a crazy game, isn't it? He threw 4 straight pitches that weren't even close, right? Well, he did throw the 3-0 pitch for a strike, and then he comes back, strike, strike, strike. Retires Gilbert.
Well, he's had the opportunity to miss bats. He's had 4 strikeouts already.
Yeah.
Since coming in. Here's Jason Curtis, who has a big 3-run double, and he's also struck out against this pitcher back in the 2nd. And he took one that looked awfully good, called a ball. At the knees in the corner, but no call. It's 1-0.
Yeah, that looked like a pretty good pitch right there. But when you're a little all over the place, it's tough to get those borderline calls.
Missing, it's 2-0.
Just a hair outside right there with that 2-seam fastball. Curtis is going to be looking for something to do a little damage right here.
2 balls, no strikes, and now 3-0. Nice pick, snap throw to first, bounces, and fielded by Centeni. So 3-0, yet another walk on the horizon here.
Pulled that fastball just a bit.
Well, there have been too many non-competitive pitches.
Right.
It's one thing when you barely miss or you don't get a call, but there have been too many pitches that simply haven't been close, like this. All the way back to the screen, ball 4. No harm done. Fortunately, didn't hit him. And it's 2 on, 1 out. And just no command at all.
That would have been another headshot. Mm-hmm. That would have been, what, 3?
7 walks now and 4 hit batsmen.
Number 16, Bryce Hebert.
Bryce Hebert has walked and scored. He's been hit by a pitch.
Clavery entered the game against Eames, am I right?
Yes.
Is that when he came in?
Mm-hmm. Correct. Here's Xavier. 0 for 0 as well. The pitch. Got the call in the outside corner. It's 0-1. We're in the top of the fourth, 7-0. All 7 runs in the top of the first for River Ridge.
Once again, action in the Malcolm Dienes bullpen.
Down and out again. Bloom's had a workout back there.
He really has.
And he's been really having to work hard.
Yeah, Clavery looks tired now. He looks like he's spent. This might be his last guy since it's a lefty with a righty on deck.
Ball
righty
and a strike.
in the bullpen.
Mm-hmm. Here's another pitch. Swing and a miss. He chased a high one. And it's 1-2.
Big cut right there by Xavier. Comes up empty on the high fastball.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 on, and 1 out.
These next 2 pitches, if it takes that many, should be breaking balls.
There it is, but it's down. Broke over, but down. It's 2-2.
Good pitch. A little bit low.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
And that's a pitch Clavery's got to have against these left-handed opponents. He's got to be able to make a pitch with that curveball.
And he missed hideaway, so now it's full 3-2. See what they do with the runners. Mitchell at second, Curtis at first.
A little cut fastball right there. Pulled the hair.
Here it is, down and out, ball 4, bases loaded, 1 out. So 3 walks in the inning. That's 8 now in the game, and here comes Frank Cazzo. That should do it.
Coach Cazzo's wearing out a path to that pitcher's mound today. Four trips to the mound in 3 1/3 innings.
So we'll see maybe the best pitcher for Malcolm Dienes all summer and Brady Schmidt to take over here. What a situation to inherit with the bases loaded. And 1 out, thank you very much, right?
Yeah, right. This isn't the first time this year he's been brought into this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Saw it once against Chalmette. We saw it, I want to say it was in the Patterson shootout.
Mm-hmm.
Bases loaded, 1 out, bases loaded, 2 outs. But he's done a good job of throwing strikes.
Well, River Ridge hasn't had a hit since the first inning. I mean, it's not about hitting at all. It's just about the Malcolm Dienes pitchers cannot throw the ball over the plate.
It's been a free pass-a-thon.
Mm-hmm. So Clavery responsible for all 3 base runners, and now we see Schmidt, who's been really good. Would have been their starter in Game 2 had they gotten there, which is unlikely, but you can't worry about that now. You got to try to find a way to stop this here to have any chance. Schmidt, 6 appearances, most on the staff, 3 starts. He is 3-0 with a 1.94 earned run average. 18 innings, 17 hits, 9 runs, only 5 earned. He's walked 6, struck out 20. He's hit 3, had a wild pitch with a whip of 1.27. He's had all but 1 outstanding outing. He had 1 outing where he got knocked around a little bit in the game I covered. Other than that, every outing's been really good.
Yeah, that outing he came out of the bullpen, but
right.
all his starts have been fantastic.
Well, this is out of the bullpen.
Right.
So Juan Washington with the bases loaded bats. He's been hit by a pitch, and he's reached on an error.
Looking for the ground ball here.
Yep.
See if we can turn a double play.
First pitch and just missed the inside edge. Pretty good pitch, but again, no call. 1-0. So 1-0 the count. And a swing and a foul back at a fastball. It's 1-1.
Washington's been right on everything he's swung at today.
Mm-hmm.
Did hit the comebacker to the mound, but I guess it was hit sharply enough. Clavery couldn't handle it.
New ball coming in eventually.
Eventually. Ramirez shading Washington slightly to the right center field gap, a little bit further over than where Berg was playing. Kennedy straight away and right, and as is Mooney in left.
That's a strike called, and it's 1-2.
And again, one of the few breaking balls we've seen for strikes today out of the Malcolm Dienes pitchers.
Ball and 2 strikes. Schmidt stretches. And a swing and a foul as he just had the old emergency hack to stay alive.
That was.
And 1-2.
That was the 9-1-1 hack, wasn't it?
Making sure.
But he fought it off. I mean,
He did.
That's the most important thing.
See another pitch. Here it is. Breaking ball, fly ball on the infield. Won't do any damage. Infield fly rule. Catch made by Centani. Good pitch by Schmidt. And 2 outs. So back to the top of the order, Reed Duthu, who singled, fly to right, and had a sacrifice bunt. So here's Duthu.
Duthu's a good fastball hitter.
With the bases loaded, 2 outs. How many times have we said that? Outside of ball, they've had the bases loaded, it seems like, all afternoon.
They've had plenty opportunities with the bases loaded.
Stranded 3 in the first, stranded 3 in the third. Played it a bunch in the first as well. 7 of those. The pitch. That is a strike called. It's 1-1.
So 7 total left, 7 total scored,
yes,
right?
6 left.
6 left.
Yeah, 6 left, a double play. Took 1 runner away. But yep. Ball and a strike. Runners lead every base. Here it is. Good breaking ball. Strike called. It's 1-2. One and two the count. Runners will lead from every base. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Struck him out. Quality pitch from Schmidt, who comes in, does a whale of a job to get out of it. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3 left. That's 9 left on base for River Ridge. So it's on to the bottom of the 4th, and it's 7-0. So if there's any chance whatsoever in this game for Malcolm Dienes, Brady Schmidt just ensured that that is the case.
Right, he kept him in the game with those 2 big outs right there. The infield pop-up to Washington and the strikeout on the curveball to Duthu. Did his job. As a relief pitcher, got to come in throwing strikes. Your main goal is to get the first guy that you face. They're not bringing you in to get the second guy. They're bringing you in to get the first guy. He did both.
So it will be Dagan Bruno back to the mound in the bottom of the 4th inning. He's allowed just 2 hits, one that shouldn't have been a hit. And he's been very sharp with 3 strikeouts, no walks.
Thank you.
And he's hit a batter while he's been out there. So just a good job overall by Dagan Bruno, and he'll go to work here in the 4th. And again, Clavery was the hitter in this spot previously, so now it's got to be Brady Schmidt to swing a bat.
Defensive change for Curtis. It looks like in left field there's a change.
And we'll
can't catch that number.
Check that out. I'll do that for you. Okay, so that's going to be Colston Martinez in left field. So Colston Martinez takes over in left field. And Brady Schmidt will get a chance to swing the bat, which he's done no times this year. So again, the issue was that they lifted the pitcher in the first inning, and he was the cleanup hitter. And there was no option but to insert the pitcher into that spot that hasn't batted. The second one of those coming up now. And Brady Schmidt will try to help himself.
Don't sleep on Brady now in the batter's box. He's got some pop in his bat. He's a big fella. He used to play a position, so he's not a stranger to the batter's box. He just doesn't do it very often. And you can mark my words, he's going to be letting it fly if something's in the strike zone.
Leading off the inning for Malcolm Dienes will be the pitcher, number 9, Brady Schmidt.
Here's Schmidt. Strange line for Clavery. We'll tell you about that coming up. Schmidt will stand in from the right side. And the first pitch is on the way. That's a strike called. It's 0-1. So no balls and a strike. To Schmidt, the next from Bruno. Missed away for ball. Oh, he called it a strike. Okay, it's 0-2. Pitch looked off the plate.
Possibly.
Pitchers will never say it was a ball. Was that a ball?
That one.
Oh, I'm just asking. It's 1-2. So 1-2 the count.
7-0 game. That outside corner tends to get a little bit big.
Swinging a foul. We'll do it again. Cam Romano is now catching for River Ridge as well as they made another change. Romano behind the plate for Eames. Swinging a foul back and a high fastball. Schmidt won't go quietly. Today's coverage on Crescent City Sports brought to you by Gibbs Construction, a leader in the construction industry in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast for more than 45 years. Transforming dreams, visions, and plans into reality. Gibbs Construction. Breaking ball popped up. Foul back here. Holding at 1-2. So Schmidt battling up there. Seeing pitches from Bruno, who just keeps pumping balls into the strike zone.
It's actually been one of the longest at-bats of the day.
Ground ball right side. Martinez from his knees. Good play. 1 out. Sound defense played by River Ridge. Here's Gavin Nix, who flew out to pretty deep center back in the second inning.
That was a good play by Martinez, one in which he probably didn't need to make. He ranged a little bit further than he probably should have. That was probably going to be a routine play for the second baseman had he just retreated to first base. But he had to do it the tough way, sliding on the knees, and made a great feed to Bruno covering first base.
Here's Nix. And he swings and shoots it foul. It's 0-1.
Nix probably has one of the hardest hit balls of the game today. The deep fly ball to the left center field that got tracked down.
Mm-hmm.
Had a good cut at that one. Fouled it off out of play over the third base dugout.
Oh, 0-1 the count. Off-speed pitch missing away. It's 1-1.
Good take right there by Nix. Rummel. I keep
Rummel
having
based.
to catch myself. Rummel based. Malcolm Dienes needs base runners to make this one interesting.
It's 2-1. Well, they had a chance in the first with a runner third, but they haven't had multiple base runners in any inning yet against Bruno, who's just not putting anybody on base. He's making them hit their way on, and they've been unable to do it like that. 2-2 the count. But let's not forget, Dagan came in with a 1.85 earned run average in Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League action. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and a swing and a miss. Gassed him. Round number 2. His fastball looks a lot faster off of that changeup. 2 gone.
Yeah, and he's throwing a lot of those changeups today, even to the right-handers.
Nick's gone. Avrard bats. He was hit by a pitch back in the second inning on the first pitch he saw. So here's Avrard. Avrard in from the right side with power. And the pitch is high and tight. 1-0. Once again, the second game to follow. The other semifinal, Jesuit-based Retief Oil, St. Charles Catholic-based Cretan Townsend Homes. We'll have it for you right here on Crescent City Sports. Popped him up. Foul territory, that will be out of play. And the count is now even up at a ball and a strike. Championship game set for tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. We'll have that one for you. We'll have the whole Crescent City Sports crew here for the game tomorrow. Jude Young will be here, the master, along with Lenny Van Gilder. Myself will all be here for the championship game. Looking forward to that. Chip Merritt will make it here without any tire issues tomorrow. He assures me of that.
I might have to drive it on the baby tire.
1-1 the count. At least it's a tire.
It's a baby tire.
It's a baby tire. I know what he's talking about, man. They give you those phony spares, the donuts, man. Breaking ball down and out. It's 2-1.
Not a bad pitch right there. Just a little under the zone. Good take there by Everard.
2 balls and a strike, and the next one on the way, and a swing and a miss. Makes it 2-2.
Dagan doing a good job today of missing barrels. That's what he's been doing. He's had a lot of confidence in that changeup. He'll throw it in any count. We've seen it 3-1s. We've seen it 2-1s, 0-0s.
2-2 misses high and away, 3-2.
We've seen it 2-2.
Yeah, sure like what you've seen of Dagan Bruno. He's only going into his junior year, so another really good pitching option for John Curtis in prep forthcoming. Payoff pitch on the way. A pop-up foul out of play. Everard had a rip.
He may slot right in there as the fella to replace Logan O'Neill in that 3 spot.
Yep.
That is if Michael O'Brien continues to pitch next year.
Josh Eames can really pitch if they want to go to him.
Yeah, they kind of use him as a closer, don't they?
Yeah.
Because he's got that power arm.
He really
does. Perfect
does.
for that. And you hate to see a catcher have to log a lot of innings because they throw so many balls back and forth to the pitcher and around the horn and to second base with max effort and third base with max effort. So that's a tough chore.
3-2 and a swing and a foul. Everard battling. You'll see his 8th pitch of the at-bat. Haven't had many deep counts. Dagan Bruno's done a good job of limiting his pitches in this game.
So I was impressive when Jackson Denny's did that for Romo. He was catcher, starting pitcher, closer. He did it all.
That was crazy. Payoff pitch on the way, and he popped him up. Should end the inning. Second baseman out, Curtis sees it and snares it. Easy inning for Bruno, sets him down in order. We played 4 still. River Ridge in command 7-0 over Malcolm Dienes here at Bulldog Field. So just really good job by Dagan Bruno.
Score remains 7-0.
As River Ridge closes in on reaching a championship game. Very impressive performance here this afternoon by the Patriots.
As a pitcher, pitching with that 7-run first, boy, does that make it nice. You know, I used to like, 1 or 2 in the first, let alone 7. Remember in the my regional start out in against Hawaii in Arizona, we got a 4 spot early, and that's a luxury.
It certainly is.
Especially when you're pitching in a place like that, high altitude, can't make the ball do much.
We go, and it will be Dagan Bruno to lead it off. He's reached on a fielder's choice, scored a run, he's walked and struck out. Facing Brady Schmidt, the 4th pitcher of the game for Malcolm Dienes. Missing for a ball.
They've done a lot with this ballpark. It is so nice now with the AstroTurf and the lights, new fence.
Strike called. It's 1-1. Yeah, really like the ballpark. Really like the program. What a job Ryan Jensen's done, and what a season they had, and what a future Marshall Luke has.
They got some players.
1-1 missing down and out. It's 2-1.
We saw them against Chalmette in that
Yeah.
game.
The fundraiser, yep.
Where Mr. Lamarck joined us in the press box. That was awesome.
Yeah, had a great time. And that's down and out, so it's 3-1. And yeah, and Marshall Luke just kind of messed things up for the celebration for the home team there.
You guys educated me on the parish that day. I got it.
I
did.
You got your indoctrination to St. Bernard Parish. Huh?
Yeah.
So there's a strike called. It's 3-2.
That was a lot of fun. I tell you what, we saw some good pitching that day.
Oh, Marshall Luke was terrific. Yeah, he was really good. Payoff pitch on the way. Foul back. It was great to see my friend Guy McGinnis, the parish president. We were able to raise a nice amount of money, as it turned out. And, of course, Ronnie Lamarck led the charge. He and his son with what they put up, and Louis Roussel, and to help the relief of the tornado that ravaged St. Bernard Parish. Ball 4 down, so yet another walk issued by Malcolm Dienes pitching. It's the first by Schmidt, but it's the 10th walk of the game to go with 4 hit batsmen. The line on Clavery was 2 2/3, no hits, no runs, 6 walks, a hit batter, and 4 strikeouts. We'll get a runner at first base.
Runner of the game is number 11.
It's going to be Xavier Brown running at first.
Now batting the catcher, number 4, Josh Eames.
So here's Josh Eames, who has a 2-run homer, and he's walked twice. He has 3 RBI in the game. Big swing and a miss.
Did he go to another position? He's re-entering?
I don't know.
They put Romano in behind the plate, didn't you say?
Yeah, they did. Romano was catching. So he may have moved to another spot. We mentioned a few other changes. Fly ball to right. Coming on Kennedy, he'll get there for the out. Good jump by Kennedy. He's another good young player. He's got a good future. 1 out.
Good fastball right there on the hands of Eames. Tied him up a little bit. Hits a soft liner out there to Kennedy.
Patriots, the first baseman, number 24,
Andrew Martinez bats. Was hit by a pitch in the first. Scored a run. Struck out, flied out.
He's probably wondering what's happening. The bases aren't loaded. He's like, come on, guys.
Well, I mean, there's still time in this inning. Give it a chance. Look out. That's what I'm talking about. Wild pitch, runner to second. He'll be there. And we've seen that, too. I mean, it's an epidemic here.
They do look a little rusty, like you said.
Yeah, I just think that has something to do with this. I really do.
Yeah, I know
this one got away. So a runner now to third with 1 out.
I know that the 2 games were scheduled last week got rained out. That was
right.
Shaw was one of them. And then there was another one.
North Shore? Or there was a game on the North Shore?
It was Lakeshore.
Yeah.
And as soon as I pulled into the parking lot, the heavens opened up.
Yep.
And back across the causeway we go.
2-0. Got a strike in there. It's 2-1.
Back in the day, you wouldn't have minded it a whole lot, but with the gas prices the way they are,
man,
wasn't a happy fella.
You make the trip, you want to play. 2-1 the count. That's a strike. It's 2-2. I'm going to be making the drive to St. Louis this weekend. So,
who they have?
I got the Phillies, and then the Dodgers, and then the Dodgers. So,
okay,
2-2 the count. The next one. And he got him looking. That's a quality pitch. For on number 2. Yeah, very, very disappointed in the Cardinals right now because they have really good players, but they don't have starting pitching, and you're not going to win if you don't have starting pitching.
Their best starting pitchers.
He's hurt all the time. Well, yeah, and their best guys hurt all the time. Flaherty. So
right. Well, I'm talking about Wainwright.
Yeah, Wainwright is, Michaelis is good, but beyond that, it's you don't have it, and you knew it going in. And ground ball is short. Ryan collects it, sets and guns, made it look easy. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. That's 10 left for River Ridge. Let's take a stretch here from Bulldog Field where River Ridge leads it by the score of 7-0 over Malcolm Dienes. Well, I guess the question now is, can Malcolm Dienes find any way to put any pressure on Dagan Bruno, who's really coasted? Now, he's thrown 67 pitches in 4 innings, but, I mean, they've only gotten 2 hits off of him, and one of them was a pop-up that should have been caught.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just been an easy performance.
There's really only been one sharply hit ball. The first base hit by Michael Ryan, he got in on him a little bit. He muscled it out there in the right center. And then the next one was a pop-up that got misplayed. And honestly, the only ball that was hit sharply was the Knicks fly out to center field. He's kept it off the barrel, and that's, he's not overpowering, but he has missed barrels, and that's what good pitchers do.
Mm-hmm. Take care of business.
Greg Maddux did it for years.
Boy, did he ever. Great to watch.
I'd like to know, because they didn't do it back then when he was pitching, what the average exit velocity was off of the bats that he faced. I bet you it was in the low 80s.
Well, I mean, that's what Wainwright's getting people out with 89 right now. But, of course, he helps to have pinpoint command and that great Hall of Fame curveball.
Hammer.
Thing's nasty. His cutter's pretty good, But he's got to be fine. He's got to be sharp. He can't miss location. Right. He just doesn't have the stuff to do that anymore. You're seeing that happen with Kyle Hendricks this year. They've caught up with Hendricks. He's a 5+ ERA.
Yeah.
He's been amazing to watch with throwing 87, whatever, and getting people out. But you don't have any room for error. You've got to hit your spots on a consistent basis, so they're going to get you. So on we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Brock Bollinger will lead it off. Popped to short his first time. Again, 4 strikeouts, no walks for Bruno. He's hit 1. That's it. So you would definitely call this a dominant performance to this point. First pitch on the way. And a smash to left hit well. That's going to get down, and it's going to get to the wall. Bollinger on his way to second. He has a leadoff double, and Malcolm Dienes finally has something going. I'm just wondering why he just slid in the second base. That's what I'm asking. He just wanted to get the uniform dirty.
Hustle double.
To make Mom have to wash it.
Hustle double.
A hustle double. Man, he could have coasted in the second base.
He's hustling for the scouts that are here today. Actually, it's the easiest way to stop. But he's not getting the uniform dirty on that turf.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Here's Mooney, who's grounded to third. Runner at second. Nobody out. The pitch is on the way. Almost hit him 1-0.
Well, maybe that'll get this offense jump-started here. Get the 7, 8, 9 guys on and turn the lineup over. You never know what can happen.
Mooney's driven in 5 this summer. And he hits one hard. That's a base hit to left. Bollinger made it go through. And he'll trot to third with runners at the corners, nobody out, as Mooney yanks one through the hole. And for the first time, Malcolm Dienes has multiple base runners in an inning.
A little life. A little bit of life.
And now we'll see Ruben Ramirez, who flew out to center his first time.
I'd like to know what the pitch count. Do you have a pitch count on Dagan?
Yeah, 67. I mentioned it coming into this inning.
It couldn't be high.
Coming into this inning, it was 67.
He's been on cruise control.
And they have action in the bullpen for River Ridge.
Leaving nothing to chance. This is probably one of his deeper outings as far as up-downs.
Pitch is high for a ball.
Sometimes the up-downs are more tiring than the actual number of pitches that you throw if you haven't been pitching too deep into games.
Up and in, it's 2-0. Left-hander throwing in the bullpen for River Ridge. Time called, and we'll get a visit to the mound. Good staff for John Curtis. Matt Gamble, part of that, obviously. And they've just added a really nice piece to that coaching staff. Ryan Camelade has joined the John Curtis staff, who did such an outstanding job at Holy Cross. Coached the Podstein's Food Store team this summer and did a great job for them as they just missed the playoffs, going 8-5. Young team that's improving.
Ryan's
and his
a good
alma
guy.
mater, he's a good man. And look, I'm real happy for him. I spoke to him yesterday morning.
I hate to see him leave, though. It wasn't the same this year going back to Holy Cross without his dad being there.
Oh, Bruce is the best, man.
And now he's not going to be there. Mm-hmm. He's going to be missed.
Yeah, and nothing but success to Aaron Barres, another Holy Cross grad who's taking over the Holy Cross program. And John Curtis didn't take any time to get Ryan Camelade on full time as a teacher and a coach at baseball. He's in the dugout today, actually.
Does he coach football as well?
He is going to coach football. Yeah, he's going to help with football.
He's built like a football guy.
2-0 the count, the pitch on the way, and that is a strike, a delayed call, and it's 2-1.
That pitch wasn't even close, by the way. I don't know how that was a strike. It hadn't been a strike all day. That was really bad.
2-1 the count. Ramirez swings and misses. It's 2-2.
You know, those are the types of pitches that can turn an entire at-bat around. It can turn an entire inning around. He lets him back into the count. Oh, boy.
Now 2-2 with runners on the corners and one out. Another on the way. And when he struck him out, he went around for sure, one out.
Instead of going 3-0, he goes 2-1, then 2-2, then strike 3.
Yeah, but you got to have a better at-bat than that regardless. One out.
I agree.
Here's Berg.
100% right about that.
Grounded out, struck out, and it won't be Berg. I'm sorry, it's Kennedy who came in, Gavin Kennedy. Will get his first at-bat.
Now a ground ball double play, you're out of the inning, and that one pitch can swing an inning. It's unbelievable how that happens.
Kennedy had a 2-homer game not too long ago. Really impressive. Interviewed him afterwards. Stretch pitch. That's high for ball one. Starting to get under the ball a little bit now. His pitches are elevated. Kennedy, his first at bat. 333, 2 homers, 6 RBI in the summer. Oh, he swung at a high fastball, probably out of the zone. Back to the screen, it's 1-1. And Kennedy's another that's only going to be a sophomore. 5'10", 160, figures to grow some more.
And that's uncharacteristic of Gavin swinging at pitches out of strike zone. That's one of his best attributes as a hitter. He does not chase, and again, not having played in 10 or so days, that's probably part of the reason he chased that one.
1-1. That's a high strike called, and it's 1-2. Then again, maybe you got to swing it because that high strike has been there all game.
It really has.
That's the one he's calling consistently.
That was a high changeup that just settled in right at the top of the zone. That was a strike.
1-2 the count. Runners lead from the corners. Bruno's next pitch. And a swing and a fly ball to left. Left fielder's there. This could be a play. Martinez the catcher, not even going to try it.
Yeah, down 7.
Right on the money to the plate. Perfect throw. Yeah, the run means nothing. 2 outs. Good play by Colston Martinez, and what a perfect throw to the plate.
It was.
I mean, perfect.
That was as good as any strike that's been thrown by a pitcher today, I'll tell you that. That was perfect.
Takes a 2-out hit from Mikey Ryan if Malcolm Dienes is going to scratch. Ryan's 2 for 2. Line drive single to right and a pop-up that dropped for a hit in short right, so both times going the opposite way against Bruno.
Yeah, if they're going to make any noise, they have to get this inning to Red Santani.
Stretch and the pitch, and a breaking ball strike. Good pitch. Bruno gets ahead. He's had the changeup. He's been able to call on that breaking ball when he's needed it. He's got the fastball. That's why he's in the 5th with only 4 hits allowed and no runs. Runners lead. Here's the 0-1 pitch in the dirt. Nice job by the catcher, Romano. It's 1-1. So we guess Eames is in the field, right?
He's somewhere.
1-1 the count. I got him. He's in right field.
Is he in right?
Yes,
well, he's
sir.
got a right fielder's arm, so that's a good spot for him.
1-1 the count. Here's the pitch from Bruno. Swing and a miss. Boy, he had him tied up in knots there on a slow breaking ball. Fooled him. It's 1-2.
That changeup's been the equalizer today.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. He's thrown a bunch of them, too. I'd like to know what his percentage of pitch breakdown is right now. I guarantee you that changeup's been thrown about 35 to 40% of the time. Very few curveballs. It's mostly been fastball change, and that might be one of the things that he's trying to develop in this summer. That might be what he's working on this summer.
Runners lead 1-2 pitch to Ryan, and a fly ball into right center field. Center fielder there. Boy, that ball carried. It's caught by Gilbert. The inning is over. So, first and third, nobody out, and they don't score. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. That's 5 stranded. Let's play into the 6th, and it's still 7-0 in favor of River Ridge. And tonight's coverage on Crescent City Sports brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner. Lamarck Lincoln is the only Lincoln Black Label dealership in the market. It's more than ownership, it's membership. Must be a reason Well, Lenny and I were with Ronnie Lamarck this morning, and he was as jovial and nice and fun as ever, and continues to support what we do here and on radio, and we're tremendously appreciative of what he does. Of course, wife driving a Lincoln Nautilus from Lamarck, and I'm driving a Ford Escape from Lamarck. And
the Nautilus is sweet.
Ooh, is a nice
that
vehicle,
is sweet.
man. It's a really nice vehicle. Well, you got to take care of wife, right? So I
Absolutely.
mean, she's got to have a better vehicle than you do.
No question.
So
No
that's
question.
it's automatic. So we made sure that was the case.
And nowadays the kids have better rides than the adults.
That's also true.
You look at the parking lot, see Teslas, and like, what? Who's driving
Are
this?
you kidding me?
No, Camaros and Benz. Especially if you look at the Catholic school girls, the little girls, Daddy's little girls, right?
Oh, okay, yeah, I got to take
Oh, man.
Daddy's little girl, man.
Wrapped, right?
Sure. Got to take care of them, there's no doubt. Brady Schmidt's back to the mound in the 6th. He's followed Shane Hurstius, Coleman Capacey, Ryan Clavery to the mound. He's been able to go 1 1/3, 1 2/3, I should say, without any damage thus far.
When my daughter gets into high school, I might have to rob a bank or two.
It looks like Lenny Klein might be catching now.
Yeah, I think
that's
Lenny
Klein.
popped in there last inning.
Yeah, I think
maybe.
that's Klein catching. So Lenny Klein, going in his sophomore year, is in behind the plate. Dylan Gilbert leads it off. He's been hit by a pitch. He's walked. He struck out. Pitch is a strike called. It's 0-1.
And when you go back to that last inning, that 3-0, that 2-0 pitch, man, that hurts. That hurts Malcolm Dienes with that pitch.
0-1.
You never know what could have happened.
Breaking ball strike. It's 0-2. Well, you still got 3 outs in the inning, and they weren't able to do anything.
Right.
0-2 the count. And another pitch on the way. Missed the outside edge. Threw it right to the glove of Klein, but he was off the plate.
With a
1-2
7-0 lead, that should have been strike 3.
Again, spoken like a pitcher, man. I got you. That was a ball. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's a strike. Grounded to second. Nix gloves it, throws it, got him. 1 gone.
Oh, it absolutely was a ball. No question about it.
There is Jason Curtis, big 3-run double back in the first. He's also struck out and walked.
He's only about 2 balls out.
That's enough.
That's it.
That's called a ball.
Except in one game.
Which one?
Game 2 of the playoffs.
Oh.
Remember that one?
Here's Curtis. Ooh. Oh, man, that crew there. Oh, never mind.
Ooh-wee.
Pitch on the way for both sides. There's a swing and a foul
the
back.
whole night. The whole night. It was like a beer league softball strike zone at
tough,
City
man.
Park back in the day.
I played a lot of those games.
I called a lot of those games. Believe me, that's the only way I could earn some money when I was in the minor leagues.
No balls and a strike. Here's another. Look out! Sailed over his head. 1-1. I was smart enough to surround myself with talent. I put together teams to play in both recreational and competitive tournaments.
Okay.
And the teams I put together, you'd know a few of these guys.
Throw them out.
Pitch missing away. It's 2-1. Well, Kenny Forsang pitched.
No, you're cheating.
Had Glenn Formo.
You're definitely cheating.
Had Brian Migliori. Had Nolan Franz, Vince Manala, Scott Murphy. There's a strike called.
Who's who in
and it's
2-2, huh?
And UNO with Manny Coletti.
UNO, wow.
Manny Coletti was great. Terrific player.
Were you like Pete Rose, the player manager?
Oh, look, man, I knew what I was doing. Okay,
you should have bet on your team with that lineup.
I surrounded myself with a whole bunch of them that I could get it. That ball's driven high and deep to left. It is a foul ball. So hit hard again by Curtis, who already had the ringing double.
That's like
kind of got on over that one and rolled over on it. Otherwise,
he hooked it a little bit.
Wasn't able to get it airborne. If he got it airborne, that thing's really traveling.
You had a Catholic League Hall of Fame team.
I did. I was.
Man.
The
only guy you were missing was Dan Wagner.
I didn't have Danny. I didn't have Danny.
He might have hit
Danny baseball, man.
in softball.
Oh, goodness. Are you kidding me?
I'll tell you one thing. He hit a ball one time in Legion. He had come back from Tulane as a freshman to play Legion with Shaft Brothers.
Yeah.
And I was the bat boy. And they were playing against E. Cole's team. And Ricky Purcell was the pitcher. He was pretty good, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. You bet.
They're playing at Mike Miley.
Yeah.
And there was a lot
Not sure what we're waiting on here.
Maybe a ball got loose.
Yeah.
There was a lot of hoopla surrounding that game. And Wags stepped up to the batter's box, stepped up to the plate in the first inning, and he hit a line drive to left field. And I'm glad it went over the left fielder's head, because if it wouldn't have, it might have killed him.
Pitch is high, so now it's full 3-2. Yeah, I had another guy who was a real good ball player played with us, Travis Bourgeois.
Okay, I know
Travis
Trav.
was a good player.
Trav's a good guy.
Rommel, really good guy and great
Didn't
friend.
he play for Shamrock?
Yeah, he played. He was good. That's a strike call. It's got to be strike 3. It is. And that's on number 2. And Travis is a good player, Rommel. And, yeah, he played Legion ball. Yes, he did.
I think, yeah.
Good ball player, great guy. Thoroughly enjoyed playing with him. Bryce Hebert will bat. Walked, been hit by a pitch, walked again.
I want to say Travis wound up moving to Chicago, didn't he?
Well, he's still here somewhere. He's still living. He's still living in these parts. Communicates with me. I think he is. Here's the pitch on the way. Check swing roller to the mound. Brady Schmidt has it, and this will be an easy inning for Schmidt. A 1-2-3 inning. Hold that thought. As down go the Patriots in the top of the 6th. We're on to the bottom of the 6th, and it's still a 7-0 lead for River Ridge. But, yeah, I mean, we could talk about all the great players. By the way, Glenn Formo, Godspeed, he's been ill. And he spent a lot of days in the hospital over the past week. I spent time with his sister and just praying for Glenn to experience recovery. He's had some serious issues in the last week or so. Great guy, may be watching as we speak. So
I'll reach out to him today.
Yep.
That's
good man.
not good to hear.
Very close to his sister and my wife, and
his son's going to be entering Rummel next year, right? As an
absolutely.
8th grader.
You got it, yeah. Well, Dagan Bruno's day is done. What a job he did as he has departed after 5 shutout innings. Allowed 4 hits. He walked nobody. That was so impressive. Hit a batter while he was out there and struck out 5, and he's well on his way to victory here in this one. And 6 more outs to get. Coming in to try to get those is Cam Romano. So Romano is going to take over on the mound. The left-hander will complete his warm-up tosses shortly. Romano, 4 appearances, all starts. So this is his first one out of the bullpen. But he's 3-0 with a 5.12 earned run average. In 13 2/3 innings, Romano's allowed 13 hits, 13 runs, 10 of which have been earned. He's walked 12. That's been an issue. But he struck out 16. He's hit 4 and had 2 wild pitches. So, again, it's all about command. You talk about 12 walks, 4 hit batsmen in 13 2/3. But he will strike you out.
That seems to be the phrase of the day today.
It's
all about command.
Yeah, no doubt.
Except for Dagan.
Dagan, man.
And Schmitty. Schmitty's throwing the ball well. He did walk 1.
He did.
But he's throwing the ball well to keep the score at bay. And even though Clavery walked his fair share, he at least kept the score at 7-0. Didn't let it get any worse. So he's done his job of keeping them in the game.
First baseman, number 20, Rick Centenni.
Centenni bats. He's had a frustrating day. He's had a tremendous summer, as we talked about earlier. But in this game, he struck out both times swinging. And each time with the runner aboard. And he'd like to change that, facing a left-hander now. So here's Centenni to face Romano. First pitch is on the way. Swing and a miss. He hasn't been able to make connections at all today. 0-1.
He's been just a bit under everything he swung at today.
And they're pitching him up, and it's working. And this time another great pitch on the outside edge, swinging a foul tip. It's 0-2.
They've been doing a good job of toggling him. Hard, soft, in and out, up and down.
Wasting no time. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way. Struck him out on 3 pitches. So 3 at-bats, 3 strikeouts for Centenni, 1 out.
It really neutralized him today.
Totally.
And when you can neutralize him, it really makes it difficult for this Rummel-based Malcolm Dienes team to be productive offensively.
Brady Schmidt bats for a second time. He grounded out first to pitcher back in the 4th inning.
He's kind of like their Mike Trout.
Takes a low for ball, something like that.
And he's been struggling lately.
Oh, he has. There's the 1-0 pitch. Bounced it skips away. It's 2-0.
Shows you how difficult
It's
it
tough.
is
It's
to
tough
hit
to
the
hit,
baseball.
man. It's
Huh?
just tough to hit. 2-0 the count.
And watch, Schmidt will come up here and hit a laser somewhere.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. Brady took it high. It's 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. And a strike. It's 3-1.
Like earlier this summer, Ira Austin, who you saw pitch a lot, never swung the bat this spring.
Right.
His first at bat
So now it's full 3-2.
in a showcase game. They're blowing out the opponent. They
Right.
put him in to hit. He hits one 375 feet with a wooden bat for a home run.
Go figure.
Yeah.
That's strike 3 called. So Schmidt's gone on strike. So what a job by Romano. All he's done is come in and face 2 and strike them out. And now Nix will bat. I mean, this is just a dominant pitching performance by River Ridge here this evening.
Number 6, Gavin Nix.
I mean, no mystery in this one at all.
No, and again, what we talked about earlier, attack the strike zone, get ahead. Don't try to be too fine early in the count. Get ahead, then you can be a little bit more fine.
Up and in for a ball. Down and out, 2-0. And that's high, 3 balls and no strikes. Here's the 3-0 pitch on the way. That is in there. It's 3-1. Nick's taking, trying to get aboard. Again, Malcolm Dienes at first and third. Nobody out last inning. Did not score. And there's ball 4. So a walk issued with 2 outs. Romano passes Nix, and Averard will bat. He's been hit by a pitch, and he's popped to second. Tonight's coverage on Crescent City Sports is brought to you by Ochsner Sports Medicine Institute, treating more than 30,000 athletes a year with innovative treatments for sports injuries. Visit ochsner.org/sportsmed to learn more.
8 total hits in the game. 4 by River Ridge in the first inning, none since.
Yep. Each team with 4 hits. The scoreboard, though, is lopsided. Here's a
Very
strike. It's 0-1.
Very lopsided.
I keep
Pitching
dropping
a
pencils.
shutout.
I'm really doing good. I'm second error I've made. Look out. Almost hit him. It's 1-1.
Would have been the second time for Casey. Been popped once already. So we had 5 hit batsmen in this game.
Well,
4-1.
yeah, 4 by Malcolm Dienes, correct. And 1 by River Ridge. 1-1 the count. Ready now, the pitch bounced up there. Good pick by the catcher. It's 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. I think that's Jason Curtis catching. I'm just trying to make out the number. Hard to see with the gear on. 2-1 the count. Look out. Lollipop stays high. 3-1.
It's either a 6, an 8, or a 9.
Or a 3.
Is that a 3?
I mean, I don't know. Again,
They need to do it like Benito Santiago.
I
0,
think it's
9.
6. No, it's not 6. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't think that's Mitchell.
He's got the stars and stripe gear on. Perfect time of the year for that.
You got that right.
4th of July.
You bet.
Weekend just passing. But the big leaguers have some really cool gear for that, huh?
3-1. That's high and away, and they'll let the umpire call it. That's smart by Averard. So back-to-back walks, 2 on, 2 outs. Second straight inning, they've had 2 on. And now Brock Bollinger will get a chance. He ripped the double. Best ball struck by Malcolm Dienes today.
Bring up the designated hitter.
Down the left field side, back in the 5th inning. It's popped to short as well. Getting a look at next year's prep team on both sides here. No seniors in this league. That's a strike called. It's 0-1.
To hit this guy, you've got to try to hit him the other way. look the other way. He's not going to overpower you, but he's got a little tail on the fastball.
0-1's a strike. It's 0-2. So quickly, after 2 walks, Romano jumps ahead 0-2 on Bollinger. And Romano likes to work very quickly. And delivers the 0-2. That's way high. It's 1-2. He's tried to throw the off speed. It's gotten away way up in the zone twice now.
They went change up away, or two-seamer away, fastball in, curveball.
1-2. Fly ball, foul, left side, out of play. Count holding at 1-2. Runners lead first and second. 1-2 pitch. Down and in, wild pitch back to the screen. Runners will advance to second and third, and it's a 2-2 count. So 2-2 the count. Malcolm Dienes fans have looked for anything to cheer for in this game. Just haven't had anything to cheer for.
All right, so we know it's not an 8 behind the plate because Romano pitching is 8.
Right.
So we eliminate that one.
Right. 6 or 3 probably, right?
That's what it looks like.
2-2 and now time called. Called a balk and a run is home.
That's one way to get him in.
That's the third balk, and here comes Jeff Curtis to find out what it was. Any idea?
It looked like he started and stopped.
2 balks by Bruno. Now a balk here makes it 7-1.
Or maybe he started in a windup and then he decided to go to the stretch. You know, these hybrid deliveries. You know, back in the day, everybody was 2 feet on the rubber. Now you got 1 foot on, 1 foot off, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. And you're supposed to declare whether you're in the stretch or the windup with these hybrid deliveries.
So now the 2-2 pitch and a swing and a miss struck him out, inning over. So a run home on no hits, no errors, 1 left. That's 6 left for Malcolm Dienes. On to the 7th, scheduled for 7, and it's 7-1. River Ridge on top.
1 run and no hits in the inning. We go to the top of 7.
So River Ridge still in command here.
7-1.
3 more outs to get to secure a spot in the championship game. Schmidt will return to the mound.
He's getting his work in today.
No doubt, most likely the last game of the season for Malcolm Dienes. Again, just not a game where they play well. They made mistakes in the field, couple of errors, couldn't get the bats going, and obviously couldn't pitch at all nearly effectively enough to have a chance in this game. So here in the 7th, it will be Colston Martinez to lead it off. Hitting in the spot Juan Washington was in. Then flip the order to the top. Against Schmidt. Second game to follow, Retief Oil against Cretan Townsend Holmes. Schmidt finishes warm-up tosses, ready to go to work here. Came in the 4th inning, and he's kept them at bay, hasn't allowed any runs. Clearly the most effective pitcher used by Frank Cazzo in this game. Here's Colston Martinez. First at bat of the game. Takes one for a strike called. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's a strike call. Schmidt ahead 0-2.
I just ran some numbers.
Yep.
Until Brady Schmidt took the mound,
yep,
Malcolm Dienes had thrown 44% strikes on the day.
That's pretty tough to compete that way. Fouled out of play, holding at 0-2.
108 pitches, only 48 were for strikes.
Again, non-competitive pitches.
Yeah, and like you said, many of them weren't even close. You know, there's a difference when it's 48 strikes out of 108 pitches, but you're around the plate. A lot of them weren't.
Ground ball deep short. Backhand Ryan bobbled, throws, and still got him. Didn't handle it cleanly and bounced, but first baseman Centenni's really good defensively, 1 out.
Well, he grew up playing third and short and all those positions, so he's got good hands over there. He's a big target. We've got Aiden Gennard in there at third base right now. I don't see anything
Xavier Brown.
different other than that.
So Gennard on, going into his sophomore year. Xavier Brown will get his first at bat in the leadoff spot where Duther was. Down and out, ball 1. To Brown. And a hard hit liner in the left center is a base hit. Mooney goes to cut it off. Brown's going to check in at first with a 1-out single. You go to the bench, you come up with another guy that can swing the bat. Xavier Brown delivers. And he's aboard. That's only his second hit of the summer. So Xavier Brown coming through. He'll run it first with speed. And we'll get a different hitter here. So that's going to be Aiden Austin. Austin's going to hit the spot that Bruno was in. Here's Aiden Austin. Left-handed hitter.
Brother of Ira Austin. Younger brother. Built a little different, didn't he?
Definitely. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1.
Got a little bit more meat on his bones than Ira.
No balls and a strike. Check on the run of the pitch. That's way outside. It's 1-1.
Hit off of Schmidt was the first one for River Ridge since
the first inning. And Austin doesn't get it. Austin 0 for 2 in Summer League play here. 1-2 the count. Schmidt pitching. And he got him looking. Round number 2.
Made some pretty good pitches right there on Aiden.
Third strikeout for Brady.
On the corner for a strike, on the corner, off the corner for a swing and a miss, and then painted one that was probably a ball off.
Now Isaiah Spann will bat.
Number 5, Isaiah
Jeff
Spann.
Curtis getting a lot of guys opportunities here. Isaiah Spann will bat. For the first time. Team's had a big game. High and away, ball 1. To Spann. And another. That's high. So it's 2 balls and no strikes on Spann, hitting 167. No homers, 2 RBI. (2-0), and that's a strike. It's 2-1.
Ruben Ramirez practicing.
I see that, taking a swing. There's a pop-up left side foul. That will be out of play.
He is due up next inning.
So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's getting ready.
Yep.
2-2 the count.
Hitting is so mental.
Oh, man.
Good Lord. It's funny. You see the big leaguers doing it. Bryce Harper's out there sometimes trying to get his swing down.
Spann waits. 2-2. Runner goes, and a swing and a fly ball foul out of play. So we'll do it again at 2-2. Spann stepped out. We'll get back in.
You got Gavin Kennedy working on his defensive footwork as a quarterback.
Everybody's working on something out there, right?
I guess it's better than standing around doing nothing.
I guess. At least he'll throw to first. Runner back in. 2-2. Got him looking. Another good pitch from Schmidt, who did an excellent job here this afternoon. No runs and a hit, no errors, and one left. That's 11 left for River Ridge. Last chance coming from Malcolm Dienes in what is a 7-1 ball game in favor of River Ridge. And the last chance for Malcolm Dienes. We'll see what they're able to do here. And tonight's coverage on Crescent City Sports is brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner. Lamarck Quick Lane services all makes and models, batteries, tires, oil changes, and more. All done quickly while you enjoy some popcorn. Must be a reason. I had Quick Lane service yesterday for my vehicle, Quick Lane service today for my wife's vehicle, and they were quick, and they were good. And John Cunningham, big shout out to you, buddy. Appreciate you. Ronnie does too, saying a lot of nice things about you earlier today. Good job by Brady Schmidt here this afternoon, Kurt.
Absolutely. He's done a great job all summer, as you said. Kept it right where it was, threw a lot of strikes. His strike percentage was through the roof for Malcolm Dienes.
Well, he struck out 5 and walked 1 in 3 2/3.
Yeah, Schmidt
gave up just 1 hit.
Schmidt threw 34 strikes out of 49 pitches. So, yeah. I mean, that's what you're looking for. You know, you're talking about young pitchers. That's it. Just pound the strike zone. We talked about how difficult it is to hit as a rule.
Yep.
You saw what Dagan Cox did, challenge the strike zone with fastballs
Dagan Bruno,
and change.
yeah.
Dagan
Sure.
Bruno.
Right.
Challenged the strike zone with fastballs and changeups, mixed the curveball in a little bit. Not a lot.
No, enough. Keeps them honest. So trying to nail it down here for the Patriots is Reed Duthu, who comes on as their third pitcher. So Reed Duthu takes over on the mound. Duthu following Romano, who followed Bruno. Romano went 1 inning, walked 2, struck out the side.
You know, Duthu's another one of those athletic type of guys. You could put him anywhere on the field. You could put him at second. You could put him at short, third. You could put him in the outfield because he runs well. He's got a good arm, and you'll see that right here. A lot of movement on his fastball.
Yep.
I think the only place you wouldn't want to put him would be behind the plate or at first base because you lose his wheels.
Anthony Mooney leads it off. He has a base hit. He's grounded out. First pitch to Anthony. Right through there. It's 0-1. Reed Duthu's had a good summer on the mound as well. 5 appearances. He's 1-0 with a 1.08 earned run average. And a save. And a swing and a tap foul at the end of the bat. It's 0-2. And 13 innings pitched. He's only given 9 hits, 4 runs, only 2 earned. He's walked 9, struck out 14. He's hit 2.
He's got that short arm action. He hides the ball well. Very deceptive. Good action on the fastball.
1-2.
Can spin the breaking ball a little bit.
One-two pitch. Down and in, 2-2. Two-two pitch. Breaking ball started in and struck him out. Froze Mooney. I mean, he completely fooled him and locked him up. And Billy, that's a quality breaking ball, 1 out.
That was the old front door curveball right there, and it did. It froze Mooney, came back, got that inside corner.
Number 7, Ruben Ramirez.
That's a pitch that's so hard not to give up on.
Sure.
It looks like it's going to hit you.
Right. And nobody wants to get hit. Here's Ramirez, who's flied to center and struck out, and he took it low. Ball 1 to Ruben. One-0. Down, it's 2-0.
Let's see if Ruben's practice in the outfield pays off. Come on, Ruben.
Yeah, that's funny.
His dry runs.
Duthu trying to finish this off. 2-0. And that's in there. It's 2-1. Second game scheduled for 7. Might be a few minutes late based on the time of this one. 2-1 pitch. It bounced up there. It's 3-1. It's all about teams taking in and out. I assume they will. 3-1 the count. Another. And a little chopper. That's a fair ball. Throw to first. He didn't run. And he's out. Well, he didn't take off. Ramirez is a hustler, so that's unusual. I guess he just didn't figure it was fair. 2 gone.
Yeah, that was a strange ball coming off the bat. The ball actually hit behind home plate, but then rolled forward, which makes it a fair ball.
Gavin Kennedy bats fly to left in his only at-bat. Last chance for Malcolm Dienes.
You don't see that happen too much.
One and 0 to Kennedy. And a swing and a ground ball. The first will end it. To the bag, Martinez, and the River Ridge Patriots have advanced to the championship game of the inaugural Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League with a convincing 7-1 win over Malcolm Dienes here this afternoon. Just a dominant performance on the mound by River Ridge. They played sound defense throughout, and they took advantage of their one big opportunity to put runs on the board back in the first inning. They turned a good inning into a great inning, and it was plenty, and I mean plenty enough to win this one in convincing fashion over Malcolm Dienes by the score of 7-1 here this afternoon. Here are the totals of the game. It's 7 runs, 5 hits, no errors, 11 left for River Ridge. It's 1 run, 4 hits, 2 errors, and 6 left for Malcolm Dienes. Winning pitcher, Dagan Bruno. 5 shutout innings, was terrific to go to 2-1. Losing pitcher, Shane Hurstius, drops to 1-1. The game takes 2 hours and 24 minutes to play. Good crowd watching as River Ridge defeats Malcolm Dienes 7-1. Malcolm Dienes finishes its fine season at 8-2-1, and River Ridge advances to the championship game of the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League as they advance to 11-2-1 on the season. We'll play the winner of the game to come, which we'll have live for you coming up between Jesuit-based Retief Oil and, of course, the St. Charles Catholic-based Cretan Townsend Homes squad. Look forward to bringing you that one live. Kirk, some final thoughts about what you saw in this one?
The difference was the guy on the mound for River Ridge. I mean, he came out, did a great job, took control of the game with that 7-run lead, pounded the strike zone, got ahead, didn't give Malcolm Dienes any room to breathe.
And you had to be impressed with Dagan Bruno.
Yeah, that was it. He was unbelievable. He was unbelievable. 5 shutout innings, just dominated the ball game, and Malcolm Dienes couldn't get anything going. River Ridge got him that 7-run lead, and he cruised. He was on cruise control for 5 innings, and he turned it over to the bullpen, and they didn't disappoint either. Romano and Duthu closed it up.
No doubt, just a solid game. They took advantage of the first inning opportunity, just took off and did everything well in the first inning. Went over well for them with 7 runs, and that was it, as they win at 7-1. And as mentioned, they move on to this championship game of the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League tomorrow at 6:30 against the winner of the game to come, Cretan Townsend Homes and Retief Oil. Ought to be a good one there. Those are 2 good teams, tough-minded teams, and quality programs.
Both of them very scrappy. They're going to play some small ball, I would imagine. That's what they like to do. They're going to be fundamentally sound. Both teams are well coached. They always have good pitching, and they always play good defense.
You bet. Really fun. Been a pleasure, Kurt.
Thank you very much, Ken. I appreciate you having me on.
Cretan Townsend Homes and Retief Oil coming up in just a bit. Stay with us at Crescent City Sports. Once again, our final here in Game 1. 7-1, River Ridge defeats Malcolm Dienes. For Kirk Bollinger, for Chip Merritt, Matt Merritt, Ken Trahan saying thanks for joining us. Be a good sport. God bless you one and all. Round in third and heading home for just a few minutes. So long.